WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former intern's tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Buddy! Damn! Welcome to the Monday edition on this 9 October 2017. I got Mud Puppy and I got Spank in the front desk. What's going on, guys?
Hey, y'all.
Heyo! Man, it's been an interesting weekend. I just want to cover about this this stuff going on with Columbus Day. Praise Columbus Day. Everyone's calling it fucking Indigenous Day and all this other shit and all that. Whatever, dude. Get over it. Really are reaching that far if you're trying to go back and try to cause a I don't know. Is it me or is it like a fucking big deal for no reason to have a big deal? I'm just saying. I don't think it's a big deal.
Well, there's nothing really to make a big deal about right now, so somebody has to make a big deal about something.
There's no big deal about a big deal when something that happened when a big deal 1492 with the Nina Pinta and the Santa Maria, and they forgot the USS Ice as well.
Yes.
So, yeah, I really don't fucking care. I mean, I don't understand what the big deal is. What is the big deal? I know it's pissed off a lot of the Italian Americans going around here, or Americans, I guess you would say, second, third, fourth, whatever you want to call, generation of Italians. Yeah, I don't understand what the big deal is. Really don't. What's going on?
Yeah, it's cool. We have a day for Columbus that never set foot on the United States. We all know this. No big deal.
Not to mention the fact that weren't like the Aztecs fucking people up as well, just chopping heads off and sacrificial lamb crap, and there's a lot more other stuff going on in the world aside from Christopher Columbus not knowing how to freaking drive, right? I mean, that's really what it was. Could you?
He's a fire his navigator.
Wait, I was about to say, could you imagine being in charge of that freaking convoy, not knowing what's going on? Where are you going? They probably had cavemen on the freaking. I think we're going to India. All right, let's go. And then I don't think we made it. So yeah. But anyways, I whatever, dude.
Which way are we going? West.
West, yeah. Damon. Yeah, dude. Who cares, man? It's really, I don't care. It's not. Well, you'd understand that Christopher Columbus set the precedent for blah, 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 blah. You know, he also freaking got potatoes and brought them back to Spain. So is he going to be in trouble? Should the Irish be pissed off at him for the fucking potato famine as well? Is that what's going on too? Do we really not teach history like real history? Not that, well, you know, let's take it in for something that really has nothing to do with anybody right now. 1492. Nobody freaking cares about you. 92. So I don't care. It does not. Yeah, exactly. Let me. Yeah. Hey, Columbus, you're a no-go at this station. Indeed. I really don't get it. We're the point where police officers have had to defend freaking some statues. Now wait a minute. I thought everyone was getting. Isn't it? No. Are they just going after all these these groups? Are they statue hunting? Is this just what it is? Is these are just statue hunters? Yeah. I don't know. So I really don't get a freaking a deal of getting out the ass and trying to understand why this is happening and why did you get the ass about about freaking the statue shit. Hang on. Oh. Well, it would appear that Skype is giving me some drama. There you go. Once again, ever since this weekend, we've had some issues with some Skypes, and I don't know what it was. I think it was due to the fact that we had some serious savagery going on. Did you guys catch J Rady's show on Saturday? I mean, it was like freaking savage as hell. It was the ultimate in meme canonry. It was awesome. Did you guys see that shit, J Rady's show?
Oh my god.
That was
Jesus. There was one. You can't get much more savage than what was going on.
I could not keep up with the memes. I was I was assisting J Rady on the meme cannon, and it was freaking people just launching memes at me, PMing me memes, emailing me memes, and then I started making some memes. And then it got to where all the meme. Then it became a meme claim to who made the meme of this Dan Bilzerian dude. This, Dan Kardashian dude. So everyone was going back and forth on who was doing what. It was a good show. It was a really good show. He even went another hour or so talking about what happened with. If you guys don't know already, over the weekend, and you're now just chilling out at work, Dan Bilzerian, is that the dude's name? Dan Bilzerian?
I thought it was Brazilian wax.
Brazilian, yeah. Dan Brazilian. Dan Brazilian got. Well, I guess he got called. Everyone was making fun of him because during the Las Vegas massacre, he literally was filming. Dude, man, look at this girl. His brains are all blown out, and everyone started giving him shit about fucking his not helping the woman. And then he went back, and I guess went back to a cop, and then said, "Hey, give me your gun. I got creds, man. I'm credentialed." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So everyone started making fun of him, right?
Do you even operate, bro?
Yeah, do you even operate, bro? And then Dakota Meyer made a comment, and then he talked shit about Dakota Meyer. So yeah, it's no big deal. Dakota Meyer, if you don't know who he is, was the Marine NCO who won. Who was the recipient of the Medal of Honor and for actions in Afghanistan, right? So no big deal. It was it's a little internet beef and all that. Well, then Dan published Bristol's phone number, who is Bristol Palin is married to Dakota Meyer, and Dan posted on social media his freaking all of her digits.
Yeah,
and then Dakota Meyer had a response for, "Hey, dude," which understandably he said, "Hey, dude, this is different, man. Now you brought my family in here, and this is it." So. It was a back and forth whatever, and so now Dakota Meyer has said, "Hey, dude, fuck, let's go, man to man. I'm calling you out and all sorts of shit." It was bullshit from that end. So while this was all happening, the show was getting set up, and me and J Rady were talking about it, and I told J Rady, I said, "Hey, man, you know what's going on between Dakota and Dan Bilzerian," and everyone was talking some stuff. Yeah, we're going back and forth. How do I engage this? I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. The Saturday Night Savagery, be savage. Just fuck it. It was almost as if you had told J Rady that he was parting the Red Sea. Well, I know J Rady's not religious, but it was like you gave J Rady some gold and some money and said, "Go on a shopping spree, J Rady," and J Rady's like, "Oh." And he was freaking, holy crap. It was and then he, me and Jerry just said, "Hey, I want to do this," and I was like, "Well, there's already been some memes posted up. How about we just run a fucking some memes, and we'll just have the audience fucking send us up. So when you're on the air, just tell the audience to send us your memes of Dan Brazilian." So he did that on the air, and I thought, okay, just a couple of freaking memes here and there. That shouldn't be a big deal, dude.
We ended up with what, 30 some odd
memes just flying at me, man. Because I have to set it up on OBS, and so to do that, you have to set it up on our broadcast software, and you get it all set up, and everything was just going bam, 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 bam. So I still have memes lined up in the queue for another meme event. Well, I passed those memes on to the main page, and I passed those memes on to Weapons of Meme Destruction. I passed them on too, and so the next thing you know, it became a tour de force of memeing, and it was beautiful. Some of the memes, and like I said, I didn't do any of these memes. I only did like a couple, but the rest were all done by you, the WTF Nation, that provided us the meme glory that I wish to behold of memes.
Yo, I'm seeing them all over the place now.
Yeah, dude, they're flying all over the fucking place. Well, unbeknownst to me, Dan, I did not know about Dan. I didn't know anything about Don Bilzerian until fucking Dan, Brenda, whatever his name is.
How about we call him D-Bag Dan?
D-Bag Dan. D-Bag. I was gonna say douche because today's fucking Dead Che Day, and you can't spell douche without Che.
Yeah.
But the kids wouldn't know what the hell I'm talking about. I did not know that he was I mean, don't get me wrong. I saw him wasn't he like in a movie or something like that? Then I started doing some research, and I was like, this guy's a freaking. And people started giving me, because you kids were giving me the hipness. Come on, Ice, you know the deal, man. Old man Dan Bilzerian. He's got like millions of followers. He's got like 12 million followers on his Facebook page. And he tried to. And then I started getting all the videos, and then I started getting the background on this dude. And wow, holy crap! It was very entertaining that night when I was getting the info. I guess he went through SEAL training but didn't make it, and
released from training
due
to unsafe acts
on the range. So you went up and asked a cop. You asked a cop for a weapon when you got released from SEAL training. So then he got butthurt and sued the makers of fucking Lone Survivor because he paid them $1 million for dialogue and showtime, and then, being in the filmmaking world myself, you just sometimes there's just clips that don't need to be in there and just kind of doesn't move the story along. Well, he got butthurt and sued the Lone Survivor Foundation or something like that, or somebody. He knew the producers or something like that of the fucking Lone Survivor, and just like totally freaking. Totally got freaking butthurt. I mean, the butthurt was real. So come to find out, this
the movie profits were going to
the
Marcus Luttrell's organization.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't understand exactly. I don't understand who is he. I didn't know he was either. And it turns out he's just he is a inherited wealth kid that off of daddy's wealth. And
rode daddy's coattails all the way to where he's at.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. You don't get released, you quit. Or something. No, actually, you can get released. And still, memes are coming. Stop with the memes, okay? I have to reset my fucking email because the memes are still coming. So every meme that I'm getting, and you guys have been getting them too in the office, I've been trickling the memes over to you guys because I'm just, dude, we started a meme-revolution. It was unfreaking real that we had all these memes coming out, and then Jay Reddy was just on top of that talking about the tinfoil hat stuff. On top of that, going back and forth. It was almost a meme slash Dan Brazilian. It was just awesome. It was just a good fucking show. So now I'm caught up. This dude apparently had like 3 heart attacks or something like that, and fucking is only like 5'8" or something like that, or whatever. My old ass can beat his ass, probably. I don't know. So
I think my skinny ass could probably beat his ass.
Yeah, exactly.
If not, I'll just run from him until he has a heart attack.
About to say, and everyone,
it's cool either way.
Everyone makes fun of him because he skips leg day, I guess. And we were making comments about that off the air, and then we decided. I just made a comment like, "Hey, are those strings hanging from your shorts, or are those your legs?" So everyone's like, "Ah." It was a good night. The I'm helping meme, yes, exactly. That was fucking hilarious. So the memes that we had produced that night. Are now on this page. I'm not gonna look them up. I'm not gonna fucking link it to you. Fuck them. But everything was explained. Everything was explained when he talked about opening up a vapor shop. He vapes. Explains everything. Yeah.
His ass is getting trolled right now.
Oh my god! Some of the comments. Oh my god! Exactly.
Kind of on there.
Exactly. Can I get a discount if I show you my creds? Unquote. And what's funny is that some of these guys, I love it. Some of you guys in the WTF Nation are posting this on his page. I love it. Dude, you're going to get beat down by Dakota Meyer. I'm just saying. I love it. These comments that are coming out across his shits or whatever. So he was up about pretty good, about almost to, I don't know, 12.5 million, or he's slowly declining in his likings because he called out Dakota Meyer, or he posted Dakota Meyer's kid. So I really, Dakota Meyer, all you got to do, Sarn, is just hit him in the chest one time and he'll probably go down. That's kind of like messed up. I mean, my old ass will fight him for you, man, because I'm all beat up and crippled and everything like that. So it'd probably be a more fair fight if two cripples go at each other as opposed to you. I think Dakota Meyer's a well-fit individual that if he just goes, he gives fucking Dan a fucking heart attack and the next thing he's down. So, yeah, exactly, the stick figure legs. So nobody understood what this big beef was. And what was funny is that there's guys who write the coattails of him too. He invites people over and he's basically a flaunter. I don't know what he's like. I don't know the guy personally, but as soon as you attack you attack Dakota Meyer, a Medal of Honor recipient, and then you go after his wife, dude, that's like the fucking low. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yo, I am on that vape one right now, and I am seeing our memes with our station tag popping up there.
Oh, I know. I'm watching it right now. I'm looking.
Big shout out to the nation.
Yeah, thanks, nation. We appreciate your memeness and your.
In fact, I will call the person out. CJ Maddox, thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. CJ Maddox, we love you, dude. Thank you so much for establishing the memeness of the memes. We love it, dude.
Keep the meme alive.
Exactly. Keep it real. It's real. These guys just want attention. Exactly, dude. So, you talking about us or them? These are you talking about two guys, Joe? Who are you talking about? Which guys you talking about? You talking about Dakota Meyer and Dan Bilzerian, or what? You talking about those guys needing attention or something like that? I really don't think they.
Dakota really doesn't want the attention.
No, he was. I think he kind of blew it off.
You looked at that post where he answered earlier. He's like, "Yeah, whatever."
Yeah, exactly.
No, don't leave the Medal of Honor out of this. It's besides the point.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone.
He downplayed kind of
the whole
what
thing.
I took out of it is he downplayed that he even has it. He's like, "Yeah, okay, that's cool."
Yeah.
The big outlying thing is that it's all fun and games till you bring the family in and Persec into it.
Hands off. That's hands off. You got to beef with me, throw it up on me, and that's all that stuff. But as soon as you involve my family and you start bringing it, no, dude, then yeah, vape away. Come vape away, come vape away, come vape away with Dan. Anyways, I'm just so it was an awesome show. If you didn't miss it, don't worry about it. It'll get thrown up on WTFNationRadio.com, and you can kind of scroll down and look at the freaking down at the well, yeah. If you go down after the meme that says "damn Bilzerian" after retrieving his gun, and you scroll down to Saturday Night Savagery, post it on the main page, and share it on WTFNationRadio.com, then you'll know what I'm talking about. I just think it's funny. I totally think it's funny that this dude. Look, I totally get. Again. I totally get back and forth beefs and stuff like that. It's kind of. You're right, Joe. It kind of brings it a little bit in perspective. That some of the guys do for the likes. Some of the guys, that gives them some little bit of notoriety and stuff like that. This guy was an Instagram dude. That's all he was. He was an Instagram goddess, as one of the memes would say, but it still uses AOL.
I was just about to post that one too.
Yeah.
Do I post that?
No, it's already posted. You can check it. You can already check it out. He still uses AOL. He probably shut that thing down. There's no way, because as amount of emails and memes that I was getting. And then his AOL account was posted, courtesy of the AOL. Thank you, AOL, for still keeping Dan Bilzerian. Dude, I want to be sure I'm correct in saying Brazilian's last name. So, yeah, it's already posted. It's up. If you scroll down to Saturday Night Savagery, you'll see the actual email address. I know that if the amount of emails that I was getting was flooded in with memes, I'm pretty sure as soon as we posted his shit, it got flooded as well. But it's Dan Bilzerian at AOL.com. So just spelled just like his name is. Dan Bilzerian. No space in between. Just in case you didn't.
Give me that vape. I played a smoker in a movie once.
Yeah,
See my creds?
Exactly. Give me the vape. I know, exactly. So hats off to J Radio for that. That was an awesome show. It was a really good freaking show. Well, yeah, hang on. There's some news and stuff that I want to talk about. I mean, there was actual other stuff. I kind of went off on a tangent about the Dan Bilko, whatever his name is. Everyone's laughing at me because Bilzerian. I'm not good with names that much, but going back to what I was talking about before. So, anyways, all right, let's talk about CBS. I normally don't like talking about other news organizations, but you have to tell the news before you become considered a news organization. So, what happened last week during the there was obviously the Las Vegas massacre, and then there was the death of Tom Petty that was released by CBS News. And they didn't happen that way. CBS didn't report that. They said no, he's dead. And then everyone's like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? And everyone's freaking the hell out. Everybody knows that when TMZ says somebody is dead, that's it. That's legit. It is almost like the TMZ is the main page for Hollywood. You know what I mean? It's almost like the underground Hollywood, just like WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments. You know how we're like the veteran active duty. We are the underground for, they have the TMZ Nation, we have the WTF Nation.
Yeah, we're the TMZ of the military / veteran world.
Well, I don't know, because the Army Times, I can probably throw it up on some statistics how many times the Army Times has credited us and our stories. Sources say it, U.S. Army WTF Moments. WTF Moments is credited as saying, WTF Moments said this, WTF Nation Radio broadcasted, that type of stuff. So it's usually they forwarded a freaking thing like that. So anyway, so CBS News reported that Tom Petty had died. TMZ said, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Everyone started fucking, you know how Facebook is. There are some people who eat and breathe fucking Facebook. And that's it. They eat and breathe Facebook, and they live on Facebook. They have to have Facebook. And if they don't, then that's it. They don't want to be, they're popular. They base their lives on that shit. So of course, everyone's sharing, saying that Tom Petty had died. Well, he didn't. He didn't die. Tom Petty didn't die. Again, CBS News. CBS Sports, actually, reported that Colin Kaepernick, if he gets signed to a team, he will stand up for the national anthem if he gets time, because I guess he wants to work. Time to find out, that wasn't true either. So Colin Kaepernick still says he's going to kneel. I don't know where you get this information from. It was basically an interview that went from hell or something like that. I'm not going to get in the details. I can't stand fucking all this bullshit anyways.
One more strike and they're out.
Yeah, hashtag hashtag no NFL, no MLB. They're all fucked up. It enforces standards and all that. No, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys says you kneel, you don't play. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Enforce the standard. Now, if all the teams are like that, then I will personally start watching football again. I will actually start wasting my money on beer and wings in support of football. I mean, I still drink beer and wings, but it's kind of like, it's kind of boring. So, but yeah, it's just one of those things that you're not going to sit there and say, oh, well, Colin Kaepernick, he's going to play, so I guess he's going to go. So yeah, if you guys are not tracking, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, what's his name? I've forgotten about football already that I don't even know who the fucking owner of the
Yeah, I brain dumped all that.
Yeah, what was his name? Jim Jones? No, wait, that was the dude that freaking led Guyana and fucking Jamestown.
Yeah.
Or was it?
Wow.
I don't. Was it Jerry Jones or something like that? That's what it was. Jerry Jones.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. Kool-Aid. Oh yeah. So Jerry Jones, I guess, yeah, said straight up, he's freaking. You kneel and you're not gonna play.
But he went out on the field with his players and no.
No, that wasn't during the anthem.
Oh, that's right. That was just before.
That was just before, because everyone is the freaking. It was in unity, because I think it was kind of like a twist on what they were doing. They were sort of kind of, this is all about unity. Yeah, okay, so it's like when someone says, yeah, Jimmy John's. Thank you guys for correcting me in the Facebook live chat. It's like freaking the see, I just totally lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? Fucking Jimmy John's. Yeah, exactly. Then when you say, it's almost like when you say "hua." You know when you, well, I know soldiers I'm the anti-hua. I hate that term, but when soldiers used to say, hey, blah, 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 right? Hua for sergeant. And just the way they said it, you just like, hua was like, could be misconstrued as a fuck you or something like that. Joes are smart. I hear Joe's talking about that stuff.
Hua.
Yeah, hua. Hey, make sure you do hua for sergeant. Oh, okay. There we go.
Oh, you're gonna hua me in that tone of voice?
Exactly.
Really?
Is there a disrespectful hua? So that's what I think when they stand and they're locked arms in unity. Then that's it.
UNITY.
Yeah. So they all freaking it's like they altered their method of protests when the whole thing was the what was the whole thing was what? The whole thing he was kneeling for was because he thought that there was repression and oppression from the police. That was the whole beginning of it. That was the whole catalyst of what the Colin was talking about. That's all he wanted to do, was to bring to awareness to the perceived plight of police officers gunning down African American males in the inner cities and all that. Even though the statistics are quite skewed when it comes to that. But again, he said he went out and they did the unity thing. I don't know what that was. I don't know if that was a I don't know if it was a, I don't know, to kind of say like he was unified with his team. I don't know what the unity thing is now. I mean, something's going to be different. What does the unity thing mean? Well, I don't know what it means. I don't know if it means that they're all united together or something, or I don't know.
I love when you do that.
Well,
together.
Well, I don't know what they mean. I was like, I don't get it. I don't get what they're talking about. Because at first I thought, wait a minute, you're all protesting about fucking. Oh, I said it, y'all. You mean you people? Everyone was talking about what the whole meaning of what he was doing, and then it became a racial issue because then the president said, "Fuck that, man. You guys need to get that son of a bitch out the field." Yeah, exactly. And then of course, knowing how people in the grievous industry like to talk, they'll go, oh, see, you calling my mom a bitch, and then went out of freaking control. Exactly that. I have unity with my beer. You can. Exactly. I like your last name, Sarnt. So it is, what was the definition of the unity? Well, I don't get it. When it was the whole thing, it was one dude protesting over whatever, and then the president said something. Come on, man. Hey, you know what? The unadulterated, unfiltered freaking Twitters, I fucking love it. You know why? Because that means no one's controlling his message. He is controlling his own message. Now, of course, he may be busting out his freaking, he's not really going through some proper political freaking method or diplomacy or whatever. But yeah, he freaking throws it out. And now they're going to talk about opening Twitter to 240 characters now. Can you imagine what he's going to fucking write now? Shit. And he writes it. I mean, when he writes it, that's awesome. Because, I'd rather hear it. Because it's almost like he's your first sergeant, and he hears it, and he hears the guidance that's coming out, and he hears the information from all of his leaders inside the government, and then he just says, okay, motherfucker, I'm going to tap this thing on. Tweet, and then whatever the fucking thing that does. And the next thing you know, it freaking, that's it. That's like the first sergeant telling you something in formation in the beginning of the day. And then you heard it. You heard it right there when you were in formation. And then your platoon sergeant says, well, first sergeant said y'all need to be here at 8 o'clock. No. First sergeant didn't say that. First sergeant said we were zonked. And you know what I mean? That's what I kind of take that as I equate that him being real quick, unfiltered, blam.
You know that every time he tweets something, White House PAO is just like assholes over elbows.
They might as well just close.
Shit!
They might as well just close the office down. You know what I mean? They might as well just close. Exactly, Joe. Everyone's complaining about everything. Shut up. Shut up. So now, Jerry. So what was it? Jerry Jones. Jim Jones. See, I've not. See, when I don't pay attention to sports like that anymore, I start forgetting about stats. I forgot who plays fucking whatever. Don't give a fuck about baseball.
I bet you know what just came out on Netflix.
Oh yeah, dude. Watch fucking Sherlock, and let's see, what some other stuff. Me and the kids are catching up on some, some of the other Disney cartoons, because you can't, again, like I said before, you can't have a Disney cartoon and not sing along with your kids, no matter what song it is. You have to sing it. It's kind of like a parent rule there.
Yeah, it is.
If you don't, then your kids will be like, oh, come on, dude. But right, exactly, Joe. Everyone's got a gripe or a complaint about what? For what? What are you complaining about now? So then what? So then he said, get the son of a bitch out the field, and then everybody made a big deal, and that's when it really started going nuts. It really started going crazy. And then everyone started talking about how bad the NFL players and how bad the NFL is this, and this. When everyone talks about, well, you gotta freaking you don't talk about the dogs fighting. Well, Mike Vick was fucking convicted. He served time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So guess what? He's free and clear. We don't talk about dog fighting anymore because Mike Vick got busted. He got arrested. He was sentenced. He was sent to jail. He served his fucking time, and bam, he's out. That's the whole meaning of the of the justice system moving into the penal system. Then it becomes a freaking rehabilitative measure. That's what it's for. So if you serve time and you're done, you're done. You paid your debt to society. You got busted. You paid your fines, and then that's it. Shamed in the fucking world of public opinion. So then, bam, Mike Vick got busted. So you think?
And he made it back to the NFL.
Exactly, and then freaking did not make it. Didn't bitch about anything. Didn't sit there and say, feel sorry for me, whatever. Didn't talk about nothing. He even said, I fucked up. He even donated some money to the ASPCA and just kind of like, dude, okay, I'm messed up. I'm done. Don't need to talk about this. Blah, 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 yeah, whatever. So that's it. He's done. He has paid his debt to society. So let's not talk about the dogfighting thing. Let's remove the dogfighting thing. Now let's talk about the bitches getting beat up. I should not say that. I shouldn't say it like that. Because next thing you know, I'm gonna get hate mail again. You see, you're now in violation of So the women that all the NFL players have beat the crap out of. How about that? And some of these women that have been beat up by these NFL players. These are big dudes. Holy crap! These are big dudes beating up on women the size of Don Bilzerian.
Don? You mean Dan?
Oh yeah,
Douchebag Dan.
Yeah, D-bag Dan. So he freaking they're all like they're a big ass dude like that. What 6'4", 6'5", 250 pounds, 300 pounds, just co-cocks this chick in a freaking elevator or something like that, and then everyone's like, oh well, whatever, whatever, dude.
She probably had it coming.
Yeah.
She's probably running her mouth.
Yeah, you're talking about societal bullshit, and this is stuff that's happening in your own freaking club. This is stuff that's happening in your own league.
Yeah.
So it's unreal. I mean, these poor, and what sucks is that some of these women still stay with them. I don't know if it's a money thing or they got, I don't know the personal stuff, but these NFL players, if you want to talk about what they're being oppressed about or what they're complaining about, then let's look what they're doing, what's going on inside. Again, remove dogfighting. Dogfighting has not been convicted. There's been dogfighting going on that nobody's been busted of. There's no new scandal since Mike Vick's been busted, so I don't hear about dogfighting anymore. Again, Mike Vick paid the crime, did the time, that was it. Done. Yeah, how many of them
admitted he was wrong and everything else.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Exactly.
Voided his contract.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was stated in there, keep your ass out of trouble or your contract's void. Now, I forget if it was KJ or Flash that brought it up during his show, but it actually outlines in a lot of these guys' contracts, probably all of their contracts, that they were to be lined up on the line, hand over the heart, exactly what they do during the national anthem.
Yeah.
Because the NFL, correct me if I'm wrong, but the NFL was under contract by the U.S. Armed Forces because the U.S. Armed Forces was feeding the NFL money.
Yeah. Go figure. The DOD was paying the NFL. Paying the NFL.
For all the players to come out, because it didn't used to be like that.
No.
I can remember going to the Pontiac Silverdome and nobody on the field until after the national anthem and all that.
Yeah.
And then the players would come, back out. They would do their entrance, but now everything's televised and there's so many damn commercials during everything. I'm glad I did away with TV. I don't miss commercials at all.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, the NFL is starting to become like Maxim magazine.
It is.
It's nothing but ads. It's like Playboy, nothing but ads. You don't see any meat and potatoes. You just see ads. So.
Oh.
Exactly. Book breaking. Pepsi pulled its Dolphin sponsorship because apparently they enjoy Coke more. That's right. I forgot about that. Thanks, guys, for putting that in freaking Facebook live chat. The what was it, the offensive coach or line, whatever, the offensive coordinator or coach or something like that, straight up said that, or was straight caught snorting Coke in the locker room.
Was it off of Hooker's ass?
No. This was being, whatever. It was right there in freaking in his presence, in the presence of a video. So.
Oh yeah, did you see that that article that they're saying that old Chitty Chitty Bang? Speaking of hookers, the old Chitty Chitty Bang Bang from Las Vegas. I hate even saying his name. Was with the chick that he was seeing in those videos with the hotel videos and stuff. Was a hooker that like he's frequented like 6-9 times.
Yeah, I mean it's a hooker. Pay for it. Pay for it, and you're fucking done. I mean I don't think prostitution should be illegal, but that's just me. That's just me again. I don't want to freaking. But yeah, it was one of those things that again that they freaking that you're talking about standards and all sort of shit. You're really again. This is within your own. I'm just talking about what's going on in the NFL. Maybe half the reason why these NFL players are having problems with the cops is because half of them are fucking getting arrested all the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was one of those things that freaking stop talking about what you think is going on outside your organization or outside in the world. Talk about what's going on in your shit. And see what freaking happens.
Wasn't it you that posted that picture that had the list of off-season arrests?
Oh yeah, yeah. There were like 45 to 30 arrests. I mean, there's guys, and a lot of it too was, most of it was not players, but the majority of the guys that you saw in that lineup were players. And yeah, it was freaking unreal. So then again, we started talking about that. So then flash forward to today. Oh no, what was it yesterday? Maybe it was Saturday. I can't remember because I don't watch NFL anymore. And baseball's not even playing, so I don't watch that either. So it doesn't matter. So it was the game between the Colts and who else? Who was it?
I think it was wasn't it the Patriots?
Yeah, I thought it was. I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It was the Indianapolis Colts, and I guess he's from Indianapolis, right? And he's a big Colts fan, and so
yeah, because they're retiring old boy's jersey.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, it was the 49ers. So it was the team that started it all. He like the vice president showing up to you, going to your game. You kind of like don't diss that. Don't matter who the fuck it is. I've met a president before, and I didn't agree with what he was like, and the next thing I still paid respect because it was like respecting the office, man. You don't kind of like do that's like the Pope coming over. You may not be Catholic or you may not be Christian, but you kind of give respect. You know what I mean? It's and that's still a world leader. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that you don't really. So Mike Pence was at a game between the Colts and the 49ers. And the pioneers of kneeling during anthems all kneeled. Well, all of them, like half of them freaking kneeled. And so after the national anthem was over, freaking the vice president said, "See you. Don't want to be you. Boom. I'm out. See you.
Deuces."
So again, everyone's like, see, now even the vice president's involved, and he's and they're look, if you're going to talk about some of the issues in the world and understand what you're trying to discuss, and you're trying to talk about issues in the world and understand what words mean. When someone says, "Yeah, this is see, it was just an example, and it was a publicity stunt, and it was a problem of systemic oppression." Systemic oppression. So it is up or relating to a system, especially as opposed to a particular part. So you're saying you're not going to get pressed now? I'm just saying. Denoting the part of, just simple stuff that you kind of like, let me pull up the Webster's, because you know me, I always got Webster's up to talk, to kind of not make fun of people's English, because I don't English very well.
It is like your 18th language or something.
Something like that. Yeah, I didn't speak English till later.
But no, what the VP did was back his boss.
Yeah. No, he backed his country. Why does he have to sit there and take that shit?
Backed his country, backed his boss.
Yeah. Why does he have to take that shit? He don't have to take that crap. He's a vice president. He is representative of our country. And you see a bunch of dudes on there on the freaking kneeling in front of the national anthem, in front of the vice president. What do you expect them to do? You expect them to say, "Yeah, that's their right to protest." No, you're making it have the appearance of, because I know what was going to happen. They were going to use that again, unless he stayed there, because then they would say, "See, even the vice president is against Trump." Because I know how they work. I know how the mainstream media works. They're like that. They like to twist words around and shit. So what is he doing? He said, "See ya." He's done. I'm out. Why do I got to be here for this shit? I came here to watch football, not watch politics. I'm not here for politics. I'm here for football. That's why I watch football. I watch football to talk shit on other teams and talk about stats and say who's going to be better. And people talk trash about my team, and people talk about, it's fun, but we're all like football, we're all like football, beer and wings, football. Like I said before, it was commonality is where we go away. Just like everyone comes here to WTF Nation Radio to kind of get away from it all. I don't want to fucking deal with some bullshit. I want to vent. I want to talk about some stuff and all this stuff. In the end, we're all veterans and appreciate our country. That's it. Should always be like that. I don't. And everyone talks about us being so freaking. I have hate mail going the direction of, "You're such a freaking conservative," to hate mail saying you're a damn liberal. I have, did you vote for Gary Johnson? Dude, again, just because I talk shit about, and it was just so happened that somebody would be listening at a specific night, and then they say, "The ISIS is a fucking shit talker. He hates Republicans," and I didn't say that. I just said that, some of the, like, our government is all douchey right now as it is. The way they're acting. They can't even make up their minds. They were like all so busy fighting about an outsider coming in, as opposed to fucking fighting somebody else when they should have been, as far as getting, and then Bernie Sanders should have won the Democratic vote. But I'm just saying. But again, one of my biggest things is that he left. He left the game, and he is the representative of our country. He's not going to stand there and watch the country get disrespected because he holds the office of representing the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I talk about it on Friday nights and stuff. I listen to NPR on the way to work, on the way home from work every day. And they were talking about it today. Let's look at the underlying matter of the NFL. They are a business. So how long can you let your employees begin to affect your income?
Well, wait a minute. It is affecting their income right now. As a matter of fact, viewership, actually, Major League Baseball, even though it's no longer playing, is more popular right now than the NFL. Right, because I'm in the postseason right now for Major League Baseball. Knicks suck, Mets suck, Yankees suck. I'm just saying. Just feel like fucking with Flash.
Yep, screw the Yankees. Go Tigers.
Anyways, my point being is that, that's not the point. The point being is that when Major League Baseball is more popular than then they're taking their hits. There's been several Several advertisers then polled. You don't really notice it and all that. Dish TV said that if they were more than happy, or was it DirecTV or Dish TV? One of those things.
They ain't merged yet.
I don't know which one it was. Yeah, I'm trying to remember one of the dishes or the directs. Anyways,
Whoever does NFL Sunday Ticket.
yeah, whoever does NFL Sunday Ticket, they had offered to all their customers that if you say in the freaking refund line that you're doing this because of the protest, we will refund your money in full. So I'm like, wow, that's freaking awesome, because they are seeing it too. You know what I mean? Why have? Because the way it works is that a certain company, especially something like that, if it's a carrier, why would they want to have something like that? If they're going to take a hit as well, they could probably pick up some other channels or something like that and just take away the showings for the ticket. And then have you seen the pictures of the stadiums of everybody playing? Like $3 now, $4 or $5 for good seats. Scalpers aren't even out there anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Scalpers just went shit. Now we gotta find another job.
Exactly. Scalpers are like going, fuck, oh man, I don't know what to do now. I mean, I can't scalp these tickets. Some of these tickets were like face $85 and they can't even get rid of them.
Andromedix Rex over in Mixer Chat said it was direct.
It was a direct.
He says, I got direct TV. It was them.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, so again, yeah, I saw that. Dan Bilzerian's fucking comments, D-Bag Dan. Again, so you're right. It's your company, dude. It's on company time, dude. You want to go out there, and all you have to do is just stand. All you have to do is just stand there. Because I don't expect civilians. I really don't expect a lot of individuals to know to put your hand over your heart. The only reason why I think everybody does that is because they do that when they're a kid, when they do the Pledge of Allegiance, right? The Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, United States of America. And you put your hand over your heart, right? That's what all school kids in some areas are still taught. I was taught like that when I was a kid. There was no getting on my knee type stuff. I mean, I stood up and hand my heart, pledged allegiance to the flag, and then class began. That was it. It was not even it was like breathing. It was like going to school. It was like things you just didn't even talk about. It was like another event. It was never discussed. So I don't really hold it to civilians when they stand at the position of attention or hand over their heart. It's just like I said, where you grew up. But stand.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
The players, they talk about being warriors. You see all their commercials. They're like the Under Armour commercials and the Gatorade commercials. We're warriors in the battlefield. And blah, 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 blah. Every warrior has a flag to rally behind. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so how come you're not rallying behind ours? You would think. I think it would make more sense if they did it that way. If you're talking about being warriors of the gridiron, and you know, and saying that you are true warriors and you represent whatever, you represent your team. Well, God damn it, your team is representing the city that you live in.
Yeah.
The city that you're living. So you're disrespecting the city. So I don't get it. 49ers, I mean, it just show. You know, the 49ers, it actually does not surprise me that San Francisco is like that anyways, because San Francisco is, everybody knows, San Francisco. The 49ers, that's all I could say. They're the 49ers in San Francisco. So they are already of weird, and I shouldn't say weird, but they are not of norm and very, what they consider, quote, progressive, unquote. To me, progressive means you stop killing people when it was wholesale slaughter back in the day and it was accepted. Progressive means you stop killing wholesale. That's the best definition I think it should be. Because everyone likes to change the definition. Since everyone's changing fucking history, why don't we just say that? Progressive is opposite of what they say it's going to be now. How about that? It has been deemed. Yeah. So, I don't get it. So we got Mike Pence, the vice president, leaving the game. Awesome. Good job. VP, good job. And then, of course, the president throws a tweet out saying, what did he say? I told him to leave. So apparently we forgot about fucking Puerto Rico, right? You know, we still have American citizens that are going through some drama right now. Nobody, I think the only people that have really been paying attention are some of my peers in the military community that are from Puerto Rico, and also some individuals that I know personally that have deployed to Puerto Rico, and also the main page. The main page has been posting stuff and stories on Puerto Rico. So when they get some information and stuff like that, then they'll have some. So send some stuff to the main page. Some good feel good stories about what our military is doing. We got over like 50,000 people in there now in that island, and they're all helping. No issues, no drama. No one's talking about that. No one changed their freaking profile to Puerto Rico. Nobody changed nothing. You know what I mean? Nobody's talking about that at all. It's just oh well, the president said that Mike Mann should have left. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking it up now. I believe the Navy's hospital vessel. What is it? The USS.
No, there's two of them. There's a Comfort and the Mercy. So it's either one of the two.
Yeah, one of them just headed down that way.
Well, no, they're already there. They are already there. One of the ships is already down there.
Yeah, the second one just loaded up and left, and is heading that way.
Yeah. But anyways, it just one of those things to where, yeah, stop talking about this crap. This really, yeah, thank you, Ali. It was the Comfort. Went down there. We have the Wasp and the Kearsarge down there. We have multiple units from the 18th Airborne Corps down there. Units from the Army Special Operations Command, Navy Special Warfare Command. I mean, there's people down there doing stuff, but nobody's highlighting that stuff. Everyone's saying Trump is being a dick. I actually think that he kind of went down there to see what was up and told everybody to knock your fucking shit off, and that's it. Stop fucking talking about whatever. The unions down there were freaking hoarding they were telling the truck drivers not to fucking drive. So all these supplies that were sitting there just rotting. We need more diesel fuel. Well, why do you need more diesel fuel? Because the generators that are running the refrigerator trucks that are just sitting in those lots because the unions won't let us move it, or the food's going bad. Motherfucker, move the food. So yeah, done. You're good. That's all you gotta do. Talk about that. But instead, we're talking about how there's a systemic. I think you're trying to say systematic. I don't know if he was trying to say it. Systematic freaking. Someone sent me a comment about D-Bag Dan Brazilian. Of course you vape. That's why you ran in Vegas. The comments are awesome. Oh, man. And then, of course, he's already got everybody that's like, well, where were you? Motherfucker, he wasn't in Vegas. I mean, damn, but he didn't run. I mean, God. Don't get mad at anybody who was talking some shit. So
everybody that's commenting would have ran the opposite way, just like everybody else. No, not all of us.
No, there was a lot of people that were actually helping. There was a lot of people. Vets,
yeah.
Like I said, that what we're talking about that show when it happened, when the stuff was going on, we were getting the updates. Men were being men. That's why I said I had faith in men again, being a man. You saw dudes over there just using their bodies to shield everybody. The kids getting, freaking, getting protected by grown men, getting killed.
Drinking a tall boy, flipping off the shooter.
That's right, man. But
yeah, I mean, if you watch the videos, you see people actually helping.
Yeah.
Jumping on top of people.
Yeah.
And doing 3 to 5 second rushes.
Yeah.
If you watch closely enough.
Yeah. You could kind of see where that was coming from, or where did you get that type of training? Where did you get that type of training? How do you know that was...
I played a soldier in a movie once.
Yeah, show me my creds. God. Oh man. So hey, I'm gonna take a break right quick at the top right now. It's a little bit early right now, but I'm gonna take an early break. I'm gonna kill the Facebook live feed right there, and then I'm going to come right back in a minute, and then we'll continue with the Monday edition. On this 9 October 2017 on Dead Che Day, because on Columbus Day, I'm sorry, everyone's talking about Columbus, so everyone's getting on the ass. So Facebook Live, I'm going to go ahead and take you down right now. But if you go to mixer.com/WTF Nation Radio, you can jump in there and hang out. And if you want to listen to us on Facebook Live on the Mixer chat, you just go to Xbox on your Xbox One, go to mixer.com app, and then search for WTF Nation Radio. and you'll see us streaming. So Facebook Live, I'm going to finish you up right now. See you. And then everybody else, shouts.
Shots.
Got mad motherfucking marijuana crops. Got lime trees and lemon trees. Got 20 dirty bitches down on the knees. Water, H2O. No big screens, no HBO. Tomato, potato. These hoes just won the Fat Boy Lotto. Please let me use your grotto. Hefty bitches is my motto. If you get on top, hooker, I think you might break my throttle. I'll knock your head off. You softer than a bitch's skin. You stupid bitches cannot win. Fuck your wifey in the face and then I'll take your next of kin. Rent it 10, I'll stick a dildo in your fucking fish food. Which dude's fish food? A rich dude's fish food. I got an iPad, iMac body, and your mama sucks my dick when she's high on Molly's. Molly's.
This is agriculture. I grab a vulture. Who left that soda on the table? Grab a coaster. Girls wanna cuddle. Yeah, they wanna snuggle. Oh, that's a cute teddy bear. Put it in your butthole. Ooh, what you know about me, dirt nasty bitch? I'm a farmer. Come through with an ugly ass hoe. Call her two-headed llama. She wanna sleep on me. Better bring some pajamas. I got a white boy entourage. Johnny Drama.
The lamb text, two strudel, toasted strudel, ballin' on you poodles, two cougars, 40 plus, clutching Rugers, black out the two-seater, MC Hammer, have you seen her? 40 carats in the gallon, it's apparent, your parents got them running like mascara, tempers flaring, I pull up in the Ric Flair McLaren, 4 bad bitches on probation, are you sharing? Got them jealous, 20 inches, on you fellas, chop up tellers, got you running over, Jerome Bettis, Versace lettuce, no diet, Gucci eyelids, I go to sleep, snobby pilot.
T4 dominant corduroys. Been a while since I was unemployed. I'm the real McCoy, not a Hatfield. My RV got rims on 12 wheels. I ride to the club on the school of seals, turtles and beluga whales. Escargot and a plate of snails. My farm grows broccoli and I get paid well. Only time will tell. Bomb like a just like a Liberty Bell. Grace on the cover of Mademoiselle. Sicker than a sick guy with sickle cell. Indy Milonakis just went to jail. Drinking V8 in the V12 with 3 elves, smell like Adele. We are farmers.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
And we're back for part 2 of the Monday edition on WTFNationRadio.com. We kind of got a surprise. We kind of got a surprise tonight. We got a guest that's coming on here to shoot the shit with us, and and you can actually say whatever you want. Jim Cannon from the Veterans Report. The Veterans Report is kind of like the Drudge Report, but for veterans. And if you look at the post right now, give them some love and check it out at the at the post that you see currently broadcasted on Facebook Live. And you'll see also the radio station that he broadcasts on, which is KHB 94.1 FM, 620 AM in Pittsburgh. And Jim, welcome to the show.
Thanks. I appreciate you guys having me.
So tell us about the Betters Report, and tell us what was the catalyst for it? What made you do it?
I thought we wanted to talk about hockey.
No, yeah.
Shit. Yeah. So again, I appreciate it. So the Veterans Report you mentioned, it looks right now the site looks like the Drudge Report, only with a veteran/military theme to it. And I did that on purpose. Going back a couple of years, try to give you the elevator speech on this. Going back a few years, I noticed that a lot of the sites that were related to military folk, a lot of the military and even the veteran theme sites, they were either the old inactive, VFW posts or American Legion stuff, because frankly they're not very robust in terms of social media use, or they were the folks, and I'm not picking on them, but like the Matt Bests of the world, where it was talking about guns and bacon and beer, and that's cool, and I get it, and there's a time and place for that, but for the folks who I think were sort of in my bracket, not wet behind the ears, but we weren't 1 foot in the grave either. We wanted news, myself and a lot of my comrades, we wanted news, and we wanted to stay up to date in terms of what was relevant to veterans. And so I guess I took more of a, and I can't believe I would say this knowing myself, but I took a more mature approach to what kind of stuff I wanted to post. So made the website, and it's a news aggregation site. I try to keep politics as far out of it as I can. I certainly have certain leanings and bents personally, but I keep all that stuff away from it. I just wanted news and information. And on the site, I try to update it at least once a week, unless there's something really popping, and then I'll put the story up. There are links to various media outlets around the world, newspapers, magazines, TV. There's a spot where you can find your rep or your senator by zip code. There's a link to the IMDb war movies repository, so you can go in there and just search for war movies. What else? Oh, so I've been posting and that was followed by this radio show, as you mentioned, on WKHB here in Pittsburgh. And WKHB has a number of frequencies. I just learned that they have an additional one I didn't know about, but it doesn't come in real clear, so I'm not going to push that one. But right now we're on 3 frequencies in the area, 1 AM and 2 FM, and it reaches southwestern PA, and it reaches all the way into eastern Ohio. So it's got a pretty good reach to it. And again, on the radio show, I try my best to keep politics and bias out of it. And basically, the format for the radio show is some of you can hear on the website, theveteransreport.com. It's important that you put the in there, theveteransreport.com. I have the audio files for the shows. I post them on the website. Basically, it's covering some news, maybe a tiny bit of commentary on the stories, and then we jump into whoever the weekly guest is. So that's a summary of what's going on.
What's your background? What's your veteran status? Do you like bacon? Do you like beer? I'm just kidding.
I like long walks on the beach, and yeah. So I started off in after I washed out of college for the second time. I ended up in the Marine Corps. I knew how to party and I knew how to mix drinks. What I didn't know how to do is get a paper in on time. So joined the Corps. I did 4 years of active, and then obviously the 4 years of inactive, where I was still kind of on the hook. Ended up moving down to Florida. Got a degree in communications from Florida Atlantic. Bounced around quite a bit. Ended up back in Pittsburgh, and joined an Army Reserve unit here in Pittsburgh. I was a little wary of it, but believe it or not, there was a waiting list for the Corps. So that's how I ended up with this reserve unit, and ended up ended up with a psychological operations company.
Nice.
And then we immediately started ramping up, and then went to Iraq. So and then I was with that company for a number of years after that, and then finally just bowed out and left.
So then, what got you on to KHB? What was the selling point? What was it? Because you're I think the first on terrestrial radio to actually have this type of show. that I'm tracking. I don't know if anybody else is doing it either, but I know on terrestrial radio it's rare that I hear a veteran show coming up. How did you pitch it to? How did it pan out for you? I guess you would say the right place, right time, or what was
it? Well, the guy at KHB lost a bet, and no, I'm just kidding. But as far as terrestrial shows go, you're right to a certain degree. There aren't a lot. I did think I was kind of unique. I thought I was that special snowflake, but I've since done some research. There are a couple around the country who are sort of confined in the same way I am. They're local, and those folks don't seem to have. It's not good or bad. They just don't seem to have the interest in branching beyond their box. So what we're doing, I think, is fantastic. But the selling point for the show really was I was sort of shopping it around. I went to a couple of stations, and they sort of, one ignored me and one straight up said no, and another one was these exorbitant fees. Another one said, hey, you have to have advertisers in tow. And I finally got in touch with this guy just on a whim one day, Bob, who runs KHB, and I pitched the idea to him, and I talked for about 2 minutes straight. And there was this big long pause, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna crack open the beer because Bob's gonna shoot me down too. And where do I go next?" And he said, "You know what? There is a market for that, and we need to start immediately." And I went, "Oh shit," because I don't have a plan. But the selling point really was that it was as simple as Bob saying, "You're right, and there is a need, and nobody's doing this, and it's shameful." I think that was the word he used, was shameful, that nobody had been covering issues like the VA, like the healthcare stuff, like what to do for wounded warriors when they come back, family services, that kind of stuff, the transition.
Yeah, of course.
And especially in our region, Western PA has always had, traditionally, but always had this huge veteran population here. And I think the last stat I heard was here in the Pittsburgh region, which encompasses 3 or 4 counties, it's the 4th or 5th highest veteran population overall, and it is the number one in sheer numbers. It is number one for post 9/11 vets. So there is a clear need here for it.
Wow, I didn't even think that. What thought would be more in the southern states or more out west, you know what I mean, or Midwest. That's crazy. Yep. That is an incredible number. So then what happened after that when he said, yeah, that's then go ahead. How did you get set up on that? I mean, was it easy? Do you know how to radio?
Oh, that's it. Did I know how to radio? No, I got to tell you, communications background. I did a lot of writing, did a lot of public speaking. I'm very comfortable walking into a room with no script in front of 1,000 people and just winging it. I can do that all day. I had done real light TV stuff here and there, interviews. I had never done radio, but that had been the one thing I'd always wanted to do. That was like my weird kid's dream, to be on the radio. And so when he said yes, again, I was freaked out because I'd only gotten as far as, well, I hope somebody says yes. I hope somebody buys into this. And I had to, Bob wanted to start the next week. And I said, yeah, that's not going to happen. I have a real job, and I don't, I'm not ready to go yet. And I gave him some song and dance, but
hope he's not listening.
Ended up really scrambling and hustling. And I started reaching out to folks and said, hey, I'm going to, not I need your help, but hey, I'm starting this show in a couple of weeks. Would you be a guest? Do you know anybody who'd want to be a guest? Ended up years ago when I got back from overseas, I'd been roped into, and this is related, I promise. I had been roped into, been asked to participate in, is the more diplomatic way to put it, putting together a veterans memorial in our hometown where I was living, this suburb. And or rather, sort of a highbrow suburb. They do pretty well economically, but there was no real nice monument. They had one from World War I, but it was like affixed to the cemetery wall, and it was just pretty beat down. So they wanted a brand new one, and it was, again, apolitical. It was Democrats and Republicans coming together. Everybody put that stuff aside, and I found myself on this committee with a World War II vet, a local historian, Rocky Blyer of the Steelers, formerly of the Steelers, a guy who is now our state rep, and a couple of other folks, some residents. And we worked for about 6 years to get this memorial designed and then funded and then built. As a result of that, I made some really good contacts, including a guy named Todd DiPastino, who is by trade, he's an historian, and he a couple of years ago started this thing called the Veterans Breakfast Club, and basically they get together. Oh, it's probably 4 or 5 times a month at different locations in different times, and it's just an open forum. It's about a 2-hour block, and they just sit around, and Todd opens up the meeting and says, okay, who wants to tell their story? And he hands them a mic, and it's sort of cathartic for a lot of the vets there. I mean, the last one I went to, again, there was a World War II vet, there was somebody who'd served in Nam, somebody from the Gulf, and then a female helicopter pilot who had served in Afghanistan. And they all talked, each one of them talked for about 15, 20 minutes, and he invites service organizations. But that's how I made all of the initial contacts. And I tapped into Todd, and Todd was my first guest on the radio show. So he kind of helped me kick that off, and it's snowballed from there. So recently I've had issues, good problems where I've had schedules that were so stacked up, I've had to shift people around. So it's been working out really well.
So now is KHB, are they making, so you're now a permanent fixture, right? There's no, they're liking where this is going. They're seeing the traction on this. They're kind of digging where it's headed to.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's completely different from what they were used to. I tell people that, they were sort of like this. I don't know if you saw the movie UHF with Weird Al, but that's kind of how the station has like a good mixture, a mishmash of different radio shows, different flavors. I'm completely different than I'm completely foreign to them in terms of what I'm covering, and I think with my personality as well. And so they're on board with it, and they're getting feedback from people every time I walk in. They say, "Oh, I heard from such and such," and they said the show's going really well.
That's awesome.
And these are guys who have been in the radio business for a long time, and have worked at the major stations. They've done sports, they've done news, and I'm constantly asking them, what can I do differently? And it's little stuff, but they've been really gracious, and they've been accommodating and really helpful in terms of coaching me lightly. I'm a big kid, again, 2 service guy. I could certainly take some harsh critiques, but these guys, to their credit, have not dropped the hammer on me. They said, hey, do this, or try this, or maybe use this word instead of this one, and we'll see how the next show goes. So it's been this slow progression, but I think that they're grooving on it. It's something fresh, it's something new, and it's bringing a whole new audience to their frequencies.
Now, did they just doing some research on KHB? It goes all the way back to 1934. That isn't, dude. That's like one of the oldest stations on the East Coast. That's incredible.
Yeah, I think them, and then obviously KDKA. I think KDKA was the first. I don't know. You put like major broadcast station in the country, and they're still downtown. I mean, they're still the big dog in town.
Yeah.
But KHB's broadcast ability, their antenna reach, and their frequencies are only second to KDKA. So they're heavy hitters in their own right. I think they needed somebody to come along and sort of drop a fresh package on their doorstep, and here I am.
Should we just go ahead and just say it now? Can we just
leave that alone? Leave it alone.
Can we? No, can we just go ahead and just drop it now and just tell everybody? You want something?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, guys, WTF Nation Radio, and we're proud to announce a partnership with the Veterans Report and KHB. So, myself and everybody on the WTF Nation Radio staff, and Jim as himself on the Veterans Report staff, which is only like what 2-3 people you got on your staff. Yeah. We will be doing almost like ride-alongs, like right seat, left seat, if you want to call it like that. So we're proud to announce, as a representative of WTF Nation Radio, our partnership between the Veterans Report and KHB Radio, which I am totally geeked about. So not only did you drop a package, but now you're dropping about 15 other packages.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Exactly. Be careful what you wish for. So what's going to happen is that their show, could you tell us what time your broadcast frequencies are? I mean, not frequency as far as the frequent times that you have your show. Because the kids, now that we've announced this, they're gonna be going, wait a minute, we're now breaking, I guess you'd say, breaking the surface into terrestrial radio, and I'm getting all geeked up because I can't even talk.
I feel the same way, but in reverse, because I'm such a technophobe. So the show goes live. I do it live on Saturdays from 5 to 6 p.m. East Coast, right? So Eastern Standard Time, 5 to 6, and then we take that show and rebroadcast it the following Friday at 2 p.m. And like I said, the show files end up on the website. So if you don't catch it, you can catch it on the website. But the cool thing is, if you go to the KHB website, it's just khbradio.com. There is the live stream link on there that says "Listen Live." Now, keep in mind that their website is not super high speed. It's not, you're not looking at Apple, but it works, and so that's the key. Exactly. So people can log on. They can listen to it from that website. And something I've been using lately for other stations, including WTF Nation, is the TuneIn app.
Yes.
And I use that on my phone quite a bit, and it comes in crystal clear, and it usually works no matter where I am. So people go to 620 KHB, they can find it on the TuneIn app, or like I said, at the khbradio.com website.
I should have had some freaking fanfare music or something like that. I didn't even think this through, man. I feel like such a freaking...
Ride of the Valkyries or something.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like a pogue now.
Nice. They play the music of our people, 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yes, exactly. Whoa. Wait a minute. Whoa. Yeah. So yeah, tell us about what your format is. What is the format for the station? Because I know I would rather have you speak it, so that way, because when I'm going to be on this Saturday as well, so I'm going to be speaking about WTF Nation Radio, and everybody who is in WTF Nation Radio subsequent weekends are going to be on KHB as well, so everyone gets to talk their stuff. I'm just going to throw a layout. So what's your layout? What is your station's layout?
The station, the show, because
well, I mean,
the station's kind of old school.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah. It's definitely. I mean, I guess if I had to give you some coaching, I would say, obviously you got to keep the F-bombs to a 0 because of FCC regulations, but it's old school. It's an actual, it's a radio station. And what they have is, let's start big picture here. They have a couple of different booths in their sound booths. And one they use primarily for music in the off hours. And then another one is sort of leased out to the almost like the one-off shows that show up like once a week. I guess I classify as one of those, but I get the really nice studio in the middle. And then I think there's one other one, and then there's an editing booth. But they do a number of shows. They do religious stuff. They do, alternative medicine. They do polka music. They do, 60s and 70s music. Some of the community stuff on the weekends.
I mean, come on, it's Pennsylvania. I mean, it's
right. I mean,
it's
you got to keep. I mean, Western PA still has that old school industrial and Eastern European influence, alive and well here.
So you're Pennsylvania Dutch.
Not him, dude. The station.
More like the Amish.
The Amish.
But yeah, because I got a kicking beard. But no, like I said, it's old school. They keep it. It's not super high tech. They have they have the latest equipment for broadcasting, editing, but it's just a radio station. And as far as the show, like I said, it's the first half. I'm still playing with the format of the show, so that's completely flexible. But what I've been doing is news, editorial. I've also been doing like a short calendar of events, like local events, and then diving into whoever the guest is. Now, last week I had 2 guests, and that was the first time I've done that. It was a little jumbled, but I liked it because I flew through it, and I turned around and I thought, man, the show's already over, and it was cool because it went so fast, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So we'll play it by ear, man. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited about this partnership because I'm probably going to be more nervous than jumping out of an airplane because this is radio. I mean, it gets kind of weird when it's the net and it's a podcast, but it's really, really live. I mean, it's.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's freaking me out. I'm getting. I don't know. Well, you're probably going to be. Come on, I speak up.
I'll be on the mic and I'll be getting texts from people saying, critiquing the show or saying, making jokes about what I'm saying while I'm saying it live.
Yeah.
Which is kind of trippy.
Yeah.
We know the feeling all too well.
Yeah, it's just. Oh yeah. Well, don't get me wrong. We're not. We're all doing the same. We're all the study of our environment. But I'm totally excited about it. The 60s, 70s, and 80s. All of us, believe it or not, played that type of genre of music through all of our shows. Sometimes we get a little too crazy. So tell us about that alternative medicine stuff. I noticed you said on your Facebook page, you had some of the medicinal marijuana stuff, the Marinol stuff. I mean, dude, you're that is for that area. That's kind of breaking barriers, isn't it?
This area specifically is kind of weird. It's got the it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely got the old school mentality that's still rooted here, the multi-generational sort of, we're going to cross our arms and not change our ways. And then you have on the other side of it, for whatever reason, Pittsburgh's been able to reinvent itself, decade after decade after decade. And now what you're seeing is Pittsburgh is almost this weird pseudo tech hub. And you're seeing a lot of young people moving here. I mean, CMU is here, and Carnegie Mellon produces some of the real, the real geniuses, the geeks out there who end up with all these think tanks and, design missile delivery systems. And those are the people coming out of CMU. But you have people moving here from the West Coast now.
Wow.
The young Silicon Valley type folks. And so we're seeing a sea change here. You're seeing a dramatic shift in the culture. It's interesting to sort of stand back and watch it. I mean, I guess I'm young enough I don't have to worry about being rooted old school, and I'm old enough I don't have to worry about being a hipster. So I get to sort of stand on the sidelines and watch both. But yeah, just crazy stuff. Like you're seeing a lot of and I'm reluctant to use the word, but a lot of the more liberal, fluffy stuff pop up all over the place. Whereas 20 years ago, I mean, this town would have laughed them away. They would have said, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's one of the things that I think we can help you bring to the table as well, is because we don't really have a specific. I don't even think we have a leaning. You know what I mean?
No.
I don't even think we have. Just be American. You know what I mean? That's the only. If now in these days, if you didn't even want to know what that means, or someone is telling you how to be one, just the core values of being an American. Just do what's right, do the right thing to do type stuff, golden rule type stuff. I mean,
well, and that's the key, really. And again, that's why I do things the way I do them. Because personally, again, I have very strong beliefs in certain areas, and I try to keep them out of here because, frankly, we get enough of that shit out of Washington. I mean, we get, you have politicians that they're teeing up these, expenditure bills or authorization bills, and it'll start off as, funding for, whatever, transsexual Baroque music studies or something. and in there, somebody will insert a bill to help veterans. And so you'll have half the Senate veto it, or vote against it, I should say.
Yeah.
And it becomes a political football. And I think too many of the veterans issues are used as props or sort of checkers for a lot of politicians. And I guess from my standpoint, it's fine as vets, right? If we're going to all sit in the big vet room in the world and grouse at each other and point fingers and jump up and down and say, well, the VA choice system sucks. Well, I think the VA choice system's awesome. I just used it. If we want to do that, that's up to us. It's not up to some, nameless, faceless hack bureaucrat in DC who's trying to push through money for his home district by using veterans issues as a vehicle. And that's why I want to keep my leanings as far out of it as possible. There are some days where it's very difficult.
Oh, no, you're right. There's a lot of the stuff that when it came to just right now, just the immigration bill, just the Affordable Care Act, all that is they're trying so hard to tie in there. You almost can't avoid talking about it. And it's extremely frustrating for me because I don't care for either or of them anyways. They're all whatever. But I really, it's hard. It's hard for me to sit there and say, oh, okay, well then of course we get trolled, in the Facebook live chat, or in the Mixer chat. Oh, you guys like this group. And like I was just telling you earlier before you came on, I have hate mail from people who say that I'm ultra conservative to I'm ultra liberal. I voted for freaking Gary Johnson. I mean, just everything. It just flies at me just because it's like you said, just kind of like that common sense type stuff that sometimes politics just gets so wrapped in it. It's you don't believe how intertwined it is. Especially when you bring it up the freaking the director of the VA stepping down.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I mean it's actually it's just one of those things to where you okay, why? And then you start pulling the thread on the sweater and you realize, well, God, it's freaking due to other positions and undersecretaries and shuffling of administrations. So you're really saying it was because it was a admin play? You know what I mean? Are you serious? It's the VA to me. It's almost like the Secretary of Defense. That is one of the key administration heads you don't mess with. I'm trying so hard not to cuss, dude, because I'm trying practicing. This is my practice run.
I was gonna say you're being very restrained.
I know. I'm trying to. This is my rehearsal. I gotta rehearse for terrestrial radio.
For real world, so we don't get a fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because some of the stuff that we've said on WTF Nation Radio when we have different platforms. Mixer has banned. Well, they put a block on me for 72 hours because I said I don't even remember what I said. And I was just using that as a scenario. Then I started laughing at everybody who's for or pro transsexual, whatever. And then we started talking because I'm a science guy. I have to see it to believe it. So if biologically it's not going to work, then it's not going to work. And then somebody complained about it, and then next thing you know, Mixer put a 72-hour, and I got emails from them too. You need to watch your bigotry and bigotry and racism. That's not a race. And then I got back and forth with one of the Mixer admins. So I don't want to get busted and have our platform removed, but I didn't want to sit there and go back and forth with these guys over something that's semantics.
Yeah.
But it was again, it just you can't. Oh, dude, really, you get fined. You guys get fined. We don't. We just get banned on Facebook. But you guys.
I was going to say,
fined.
what is the fine up to nowadays?
Yeah. So what's an F-bomb cost nowadays?
Oh man, I don't know, and I don't want to find out. I don't want to be that guy. I don't know.
I might end up being that guy. You got to dump, right? So you got to dump for us, so that way, because we're gonna have other people come on, and we have some personalities that we gotta. Hey guys, when you talk, think.
Yeah. Speak slowly. Measure
slow,
your words.
Measure words, and then don't say fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of the key. That's the bullet point right there.
Yeah, just because I know there's some because I troll other radio stations, conservative, and because I listen to NPR, on Sirius, and I listen to all the other stations too. And I've been hearing more on terrestrial radio. Sean Hannity gets away with a lot of crap. I hear NPR is calm but insulting and condescending. They're very they're just condescending to you. They're just the way they listen. The way you talk on NPR, you have to. It's almost like you're, oh yes, I'm above you. But Sean Hannity, he was saying some stuff about. He was talking about the massacre in Las Vegas. And everything was going, I wouldn't say going good because it was covering a tragic event. Obviously, I can't just straight up say it was a good event. But he was talking about the event. He was talking about what was happening. And then immediately, no shit, immediately went into, and that's because they wear pigs on their socks. And I'm thinking, what does this have to do with anything else? And then he said, they need to kick their ass and pull their head out of their ass. I'm thinking, wow, you're supposed to be conservative. You're supposed to be and I changed the channel. And that was terrestrial radio, so I was like, God, dude. So I was just wondering, so an F-bomb costs,
I don't know what the actual number is. Maybe we'll find out together. Maybe it'll be a learning experience.
Oh my God, F-bomb chicken? Is that what you're saying? Who can?
It'd be a new game.
It'd be a new game. Who's gonna say it? Ice or Jim? Wait a minute.
Well, here's the thing: you can only play it once.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're freaking. Your station will get pissed. And I don't want to. I almost feel like we're on the cusp of being like Good Morning Vietnam or Howard Stern type shit, man. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like we're getting. I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see what's going to happen because everyone says, So if you tune in, if you're in the Pittsburgh area and you hear us, and I start saying, you know what? Is there a swear jar?
Yeah, it's the size of Heinz Field.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, Ice, you like talking a lot of stuff, huh? Because you get some. I heard some of your phone calls. you had the guys from. There was a guy that called into one of your shows because I've been listening to all your shows. So that way, I understand your tempo, and I don't want to come bum rushing into you and F-bomb this and F-bomb that. The guy that was calling from the VFW, and you were trying to be so polite to get him off the air, and I'm not gonna. You were being so, because with us, we just hang up on people. We're just like, shut the fuck up, and that's it. We're done. Or we'll see him in the Facebook live chat, and then we'll make fun of him, because they whatever. Like Branko. Branko, we got a caller. He's always calling. Branko always calls, and he likes to talk stuff and all that. And then we should, everyone. Okay, now everybody in the Facebook live chat are saying that we're going to start a curse pool to see what I'm going to. You guys, you can cuss in Facebook live chat. We're not on the air with them right now. Everyone's being polite in the Facebook live chat now. Branko,
now you got everybody scared.
Yeah, Branko's gonna call up and hey, what's going on? I fuck you. Blah, 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 blah. You're like, whoa, dude, and I hang up. That's it, easy. But you held your composure. You were okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish the show, and we got some. Oh yeah, but the guys are talking about. I'm like, oh my god, he's got a straggler. You were trying so narcissistic, exactly. I have games on here that has to deal with all my ex-wives. And you guys will hear about it on Saturday. Oh, yeah. Are they going to be ready for that? Me and my ex-wives? I mean, because I've been married a bunch of times, and so I don't know if is that going to play good. I mean, just kind of wondering. This is kind of.
I think as long as you don't use certain terminology, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, I think everyone. Well, I mean, we're all vets. We've all been married at least more than once, or twice, or 3 times, or 4 or 5 times, 6, 7 times. So we play a game sometimes. Well, I will try to remember something, and I'll say, oh, you know what? That's like one of my ex-wives, what she said. And then I'll go, okay, guys, a T-shirt or a calendar to anybody who tells me what my ex-wife number one said about me. And she described me, and then I'll throw hints out. Everyone called the former president this, and then everyone started throwing all these crazy, comments in the Facebook live chat. And then finally, I was like, nah, it was not egotistical, something like egotistical. And then somebody was like going, bam, bam, bam. Everyone was guessing, and then finally they got narcissistic. That was one of my ex-wives. Or I would say, from 0 to 8, which wife?
So it's kind of like the dating game in reverse.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly. Talking crap. So, but it's all about ex-wife fun. You know what I mean? So hey, speaking of which, about calendars, Pin Up for Vets. They've been on our show a couple times, and they have given us calendars, autograph calendars, to give out to the fans. And so they come on here and all that, and they give us some calendars, and then that's when we play our games on the air, or with just anybody who can guess trivia. I think that one of the trivia games that I played last time was what nobody got. It was how many bars are in the national anthem, because we were talking about that, and everybody was, blowing up the freaking Facebook live chat and the mixer ones. But you heard what happened with the VA, with them, the pinup for veterans, pinup gals for vets.
Yeah, that was beyond ridiculous.
Yeah. So has your show covered that yet? Have you guys already started talking about? Has that started to hit the? Because I know was it the Virginia? I can't remember which VA it was. That I don't know if it was up in Philly. I don't know if it was in Pittsburgh. I can't remember.
I don't remember which hospital that was. I mean, I didn't. I think that happened like the day of the show, or maybe right the day before or something. But maybe the day after. I didn't cover it though. But yeah, that's just dumb.
Well, they said that it was the reason why they did not allow them to come in period get-up was because it objectified women.
Yeah. Objectified the women that were voluntarily doing it.
That was one thing. If you hear, and because we got it on our podcast and we got it also on Facebook as well. When they come on, they were. I mean, meanwhile, they're the VA is getting more oversight over their budget, and they're worrying about a morale boost for the old timers that are in those hospitals. I guess they said that they objectified women, and there was no need for that. Meanwhile, they were talking about how it was bad that the Army Soldier Show and the top Air Force Tops in Blue was oh wait, somebody just sent me a link right now.
Yep, I was gonna say I just found it too.
Yep,
Sioux Falls, Virginia.
Yep,
Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls. And no, Sioux Falls, South Dakota is what it was, not Virginia. Sioux Falls, they ain't got no Sioux Indians over in Virginia, do they?
Sioux Falls, VA. My bad.
I was about to say Sioux Falls. No,
Well
dude.
played. Well played.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you, Kaz. Mud puppy. No way, dude. So, yeah, Sioux Falls, Virginia. I don't know how many Sioux. So, anyways, they're now going to allow the pinup visit after. And this is just an update, just now. No shit, like literally just now. Well, what I was gonna say is when they come on here and they were talking about how there were some guys that it was such a morale boost to some of the vets that were in those hospitals that were in their final years that they actually it kind of gave them like some reinvigorated energy. I don't know if it was, what kind of energy we're talking about, but but I'm just.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, whoa, 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 and you see that, whoa, hey, and you get these models coming in that look like. I mean, what it was is that one of them said, Gina Elise and Jen said that, Jennifer Marshall said that there was one guy that said, you reminded me of a woman that I knew back in the 40s in World War II. You know what I mean? That I served with and lost my heart. Just it was just some of these old timer stories that you just love hearing about. And then, like, no shit, literally in a day, they just at least posted a rejection on Facebook saying that, the Sioux Falls VA, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, not Virginia, said that it was due to the fact that we feel that the materials that may contribute to the disrespect of women, veterans, as their roles as equals and perpetuates the it's an objectification of women in general. Even though the Army has and the Air Force has the tops in blue and the soldier show, and they all dress in period getup. It's not like they're showing their asses or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not the Hooter girls coming in.
Yeah, exactly. Or the wing house chick.
I mean, the way I look at it, if some dude landed on Omaha Beach, now he's sitting in a VA hospital. If he wants 3 hookers and a pound of blow, we should give that to him. I mean, so what?
Exactly.
That's
what I said. See, there we go. That's what I said. I mean, exactly. Yes. Dude, just give him some. I mean, the guy hit Normandy. He is D-Day. That is D-Day. Those calendars raise a lot of money for veteran causes, and then and they donate money to to medical equipment to some of these VA facilities that I didn't even know. Some of them weren't even connected to the VA hospital. They're just like a soldier's home or something like that. It's affiliated with the VA, but it's not run by the VA.
Mm-hmm.
And then they make their appearances to other bases and all that. But it's just like, wow, it's kind of like what is it with you? God, I'm trying not to cuss, but it's not working out. What is it with you fuckers that don't want to that understand that these, like you said, these are the guys that have hit their final years, and if you want to give them some hookers and pound of blow, well, these are nice ladies. They're not hookers. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying.
That's my point, though. Yeah. That's my point. Like these, the pinups don't even rise. I mean, my God, you talk about tame entertainment.
Yeah,
wholesome, tame American entertainment.
Exactly. And you want to deny these old timers, looking some and they've been on the show and they've told us that those old guys will do their best to flirt with them and ask them out on dates and all this other stuff. There's one guy they were talking about that was kind of like sitting off by himself, and then as soon as they came by and all that, lit the guy, and the guy was just like was happy as hell for days on end. And dude, I mean, that's something that's, I think they're not even really, it's not like they're impacting other, like the budget. The budget that needs to get squared away right now for veterans, I think that would be more important than worrying about some pinup, and it's for a good cause. I mean, it's the way I see it. Okay, I can't believe you just said that bring some hookers and
Are you gonna get the band hammer?
No, no way, dude. No way.
Right,
no.
That escalated rather quickly.
That escalated rather quickly. Exactly. No way, dude. You are not gonna get the band hammer. I'm surprised Facebook Live we've had some pretty controversial subjects that Facebook Live will just cut us off.
Yeah.
Really, they'll just cut us off straight up. I mean, we'll still be streaming online through other platforms, but it'll just cut us off. And then the next thing you know, they'll come back on thinking that, okay, whatever. Yeah, just lose their glasses. What are you talking about? Lose their glasses? What do you mean lose their glasses? Who said that? Tyler. What do you mean lose their glasses? I'm just answering some questions in the Facebook live chat. So up in Sioux Falls, Virginia. I can't believe you said that. So let's just give you real quick what the update is. So the update is that Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the Veterans Affairs leadership contacted Pinnacle Vets to allow the representative to visit while at the same time maintaining an environment that is respectful to all veterans we serve, according to a statement. So it kind of changes the story from what happened before, saying that it was objectifying women. And if you look at some of their period getup, they're not dressed like nose art on bombers. Now I could totally see that. If they're dressed up like old World War II bomber nose art, then yeah, I could see them having an issue with them. Yeah, okay, that's kind of, yeah, okay. But they're not. I mean, they're attractive women anyway. So I mean, just I don't.
No, I mean, with the pictures that I've seen of them, they're walking in there as the conservative housewife attire of the 40s.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, man, because I know what's gonna end up happening. Oh, well, see there. See now we're gonna yeah, exactly. Sioux Falls. Everyone's laughing about your Sioux Falls, Virginia.
I've been awake since 3 o'clock this morning.
It's okay.
Give me a break.
It's in South, exactly in South Dakota. How dare you disrespect us on this Indigenous Day? Yeah, so we're talking about in the first segment we're talking about the. Did you hear this beef? What's going on with Dan Bilzerian and Dakota Meyer?
That guy is a class A clown. I will say this. At first, I thought it was kind of amusing that Dakota called him out and basically, like a 12-year-old said, "Meet me behind the library." But
yeah, exactly.
Having sat on it for a day, he needs to just stop. I mean, this Bilzerian guy's not even worth the effort.
Well, he's not, like I was saying earlier. He really isn't worth the effort. The guy's got like 3 heart attacks. So if Dakota Meyer just walked up to him, all he's got to do is like run or do something, and the guy's gonna fall the fuck out. You know what I mean? So it's best that he just, dude, for your health, and he vapes. So for your health, dude, just stand down. Dakota Meyer can kick your ass. Yeah, I thought, I didn't know this guy's background. Like you were saying, Jim, I didn't know what his background was at all until I started going into it. And I'm like, dude, this guy's not even. This guy's like it's like a keyboard warrior. The guy lived on daddy's money type stuff.
Yeah,
and it's just like, oh, dude.
And he rode daddy's coattails in.
Yeah.
He dabbled in special ops, right? I mean, for a guy who washed out of Buds, 3 times? I mean, come on, dude.
Same time as his heart attacks, and go figure. Yeah. I'm just saying because, we were talking about that because I guess that we had a meme fight, which when Jay Reddy comes on your show, we gotta coach Jay Reddy to not drop the F-bombs on your, because it's Saturday Night Savagery. It's pretty much exactly what it means, and we did pretty much a all out meme fest, and pretty much told him that, hey, you're done. Here we go. Here come the memes. So
how'd that go?
Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
I'd say normally Jay Radio does his shows at 2 hours. Went about 3.5. We got about, I don't know, almost 24,000 views on that.
Oh, good Lord.
Well, here's what we did. We set up the premise was this. Was like, hey, y'all know what's going on? And Jay Reddy's like, yeah. So he says, email him or PM them, send them to Facebook, at WTFNationRadio.com, and then we will, and send us your memes, okay? So I was operating the meme cannon. And was a good premise in the beginning, but then I started getting inundated with memes that you couldn't believe. I could not keep up with the memes. And so I'm like, we got to coordinate this, man. We got to figure this out. So I just say next slide or something like that. Like we were in a briefing or something. And sure as shit, that's when freaking everyone was laughing at the next meme. There were some hilarious memes. So if you go to U.S. Army WTF Moments or Weapons of Mean Destruction, because I gave them all the memes, the fams, and I'm still getting them too. So and some of them me and Jay Reddy made. Mike Golf made a couple too. So we all gave them to Weapons of Meme Destruction, and dude, it was a hell of an event, and it was funny because then we started talking about how he walked up to a cop and said, "Hey, yeah, I got some creds, man. Let me have your gun."
I'm the Instagram guy.
Yeah, I'm famous. Don't you know?
I can handle this. I can do it.
I got this. I'm almost a SEAL. I could have been a SEAL. I'm a pretend SEAL. So he couldn't. So the cop, and Jay Reddy kept playing the video over and over again of the cop saying, "I don't fucking know you. Who the fuck are you? You know, I'm just trying to help people out and all that." And that's when the whole thing started going off with Dakota Meyer. See, the whole beef was that Dakota Meyer's wife's phone number. D-Bag Dan posted it. So he posted his wife's PERSEC on the.
So that sort of gave rise to a question I had. How did he know her phone number?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. You know what
I
mean?
No, I did. I did.
Yeah.
I like to go to dark places sometimes, and I was curious, how does this scumbag know her phone number? And then I figured, well, she was kind of an idiot a couple of years ago before she sort of grew up. So I don't know where that leads, but.
Oh, this is gonna be fun, Jim. We're gonna.
He's got enough money. He can hire somebody to.
Yeah, that was probably it. I mean, no, but you're right. They were having some marital problems back in the day. So Leroy Jenkins, Leroy Jenkins. So yes, Max, the guest has his own radio show on a legit radio station, and we're all teaming together. We're joining forces. So
our powers combined.
Exactly.
It's like Wonder Twins.
Exactly. Except he's got a Death Star that and we have a Death Star. So now we're gonna Death Star together. But yeah, so it's that. I can't believe you said that. How does she have her phone number? I didn't want to go there, but since you did, because you know what, you're right. There's some people that always get on the. Again, I look at it as a man. It doesn't matter. Man posts my wife's phone number online and then trashes her, then you as a man have man stuff to handle, right? You have to go do it. It doesn't matter if she's an idiot or not, or if she's attractive or not, or if she's, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things to where you go at it, you went after my family, then as a man, he should call him out. So.
Oh, no, I totally get that. I was just, I was using hindsight, and I don't know, maybe Dan was doing some man stuff before, and that's how he ended up with the phone number. I'm just curious. I'm just going to keep going down that path.
Wait a minute. How did he get your number?
Yeah, how did you get your... Shut up. You just posted it on there. How'd you get your number? Great. Now Dakota Meyer's going to probably want to fight me and fight you and then fight Mud Puppy. And we'll all just team up together and fight damn Bilzerian. So, but anyways. But you know what? Did he even finish the Navy? Did he? That's my biggest question. Did he finish the Navy at all? That was my... Nobody understands. Everyone says he's a vet, but I don't know if he's movie vet, TV vet or something like that.
Well, we all know he played one on in a movie, but
for like not even a couple of minutes.
The rest of it ended up on the cutting room floor.
Well, yeah, because he's damn Brazilian, and he vapes. So
is he really?
Oh yeah, he was.
He just came out with his own vape line.
Yeah, definitely come out with his own vape line, and he brags about it. And then the comments at his that are on his freaking Facebook page, he talks about introducing. I started up a vape line because I can't stand smoke. Okay, cool. You can't stand smoke. And then his
comments are powered by WTF Nation memes.
Yes. So if you go, well, I'm not saying to go to Dan Bilzerian, Iranian, Assyrian, Dan Assyrian. Don't go to his shit because now all of his comments are getting blocked. All the comments are starting to get blocked. So all of the 500 and some odd comments. So, however, the WTF Nation has provided those memes that we're talking about. If you want to jump onto Dan Bilzerian Facebooks, you can see all the memes that were posted on the that were from WTF Nation Radio and from the fans, which is hilarious because again, these guys. The WTF Nation did us proud. When I said we want memes, boy, did we get freaking memes. Oh, my God. We had enough. So, I see there's one where the guy's holding the beer, flipping off the shooter, saying more operator than Dan Bilzerian. I'm an Instagram operator, so I'm pretty much a cop. Can I have your gun, please? Special Officer Dan Doofy reporting for duty. So it runs the gamut. Did they try to steal people's officers' guns? So some of these comments are hilarious too. Can I get a discount if I show you my creds? So he's kind of made himself. I guess you would say, in a way, everyone says, well, you're kind of helping him out, and in a way, he kind of did too, because it kind of now made everybody internet famous. I want to see the fight. I do.
Absolutely.
I want to see the fight. Matter of fact, we will Facebook Live it. Dakota, come on, set us up, dude. We'll Facebook Live it. We'll post it on WTF Nation Radio and U.S. Army WTF Moments. And
I think they ought to do a pay-per-view, and it should be old school gladiator rules, and they should have to use maces and battle axes and heavy shit.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. Exactly. Or if anything else, the proceeds from that pay-per-view event should go to the victims of the
the Lone Survivor Foundation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was about to say, or should go to the Lone. He should go to the Lone Survivor because he sued the Lone Survivor Foundation for freaking not having enough. You cut my time. He paid them money to be on there, and they thought, oh, okay, yeah, you pay some. I mean, I've known actors that have done that. They paid their way onto a show, and it's going to a cause or something like that. I could see that, but then he got butthurt because the editors. Like I was telling the fans earlier, is that editors and videographers, they go through some stuff, and there's just some things that don't make the story go along or doesn't make sense. Then it's got to get edited. So his 8 minutes of time went down to I think 2 or something like that, 2 or 3. So he got butthurt and sued them. Give my money back. Give my money back. Like, dude, really, dude? You don't sue a production that's giving money to the Lone Warrior, the Lone Survivor Foundation. You're not asking it back. So that was kind of the big one. I still can't believe that he's talking all this smack, and he's had like 3 heart attacks. I wouldn't talk shit to anybody if I had 3 heart attacks.
I wouldn't talk shit to anybody if I washed out of Bud's training more than once.
Yeah, I was about to say,
especially for unsafe acts on a range, and then run up to a cop. Give me your gun.
Give me your gun. That really doesn't make sense.
Give me your gun if you want to live.
Yeah.
Because that's what they teach you on day 47 at the police academy. If a person runs up to you and asks for your service weapon, you are obliged to hand it over, regardless of the situation or their credentials.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. Where's Pretend to Seal Lives Matter standing up for this? Because that's messed up. He should. If I was a cop, I'd have shot him. Because think about it. If nobody knew how many shooters there were, and you have some guy that you don't know, obviously even the guy said, "I don't know who the fuck you are." Either dude, because like I said, everybody who has the interwebs or has Instagram, I myself did not know who he was until this whole thing happened where there was somebody who was filming somebody and just walked away from some girl because he said, "Oh, look, she's got a hole in her head." So I didn't know about that. Could you imagine? I mean, the cops right now or you're a police officer and everyone's hearing the shots. Everyone's trying to figure out where the shots are coming from. And then some guy out of the blue with a cowboy hat and a beard, because everyone thinks Al-Qaeda. So a guy with a beard shows up and says, "Let me get your weapon. Give me your weapon. Give me your weapon." I'd be like, oh, okay, ISIS. Pow. I'm not going to give you my weapon.
Yeah, with my experience, you would have ended up in handcuffs.
Yeah, well, that's because you're an MP, and MPs arrest everybody for nothing.
Hey. What happened to ICE loves MPs?
ICE does love MPs, but the thing is that MPs are real quick. They're straight up.
Yeah.
They don't mess around. They don't.
Can't people just use tasers like they used to?
No, because again, dude, everyone gets pissed off. Everyone has a specific I don't know. They have a freaking I don't know. Resisting arrest to me nowadays, it used to be resisting arrest back in the day used to be you told the cop, "No, I'm not going to do it," and then that was it. Bam, the resisting it. To now, you see these videos of cops. So when the cops are screaming, "Stop resisting!" and there was one video that I saw of a kid who tackled a police officer and had him in the mount, and he was drilling the cop in the face, and this big dude came up. This other Leo came up behind him and started beating that dude who was beating the cop, and everyone's like, "Police brutality!" I'm thinking, really, dude? Don't even go there. Don't even talk. The way I see it, as soon as you lay your hands on a cop, that's it. You're done. I don't give a crap what your status is. I don't care what your. I'm really trying not to cuss, and it's not really working very well. This
It's game on.
This is the most difficult freaking hour I've had. Try not to cuss. I'm practicing.
You're doing really well.
It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. I'm struggling.
You can let it out in a little bit.
Exactly.
That would have made the video so much better, though. Give me your gun.
Yeah, exactly. Give me your gun.
Just get zapped.
He just get tased. Who are you? I don't know who the fuck you are. And he started getting lippy with the cop. Hey, the cop is holding a weapon and the guy is over his shoulder. Give me the gun. Give me the gun. I'm thinking, dude, man. Imagine doing that downrange. That's like an Iraqi walking up to you after you're fighting ISIS, walking up to you and saying, "Give me your gun, infidel."
Like, yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get this ready for you.
Yeah, exactly. Let me lock and load for you, buddy. Because according to the press, it's got a 203 attached to it too. But anyways, hey, so we're gonna take a quick break. Jimmy, gonna hang out with us, or are you gonna hang out and check shit out, or are you gonna take off, or what? Because normally at the top of the show, we usually top of the hour we take a break and all that. But if you want to hang out, you can.
I'm gonna actually I'm gonna cut bait and and take off.
All right, man. So this is Jim Cannon from the Veterans Report, broadcasting jointly. Well, not yet, but we'll be soon broadcasting jointly. KHB 94.1 FM and 620 AM, WTF Nation Radio and the Veterans Report, coming together to broadcast. I will be on the Veterans Report on KHB on Saturday,
5 p.m. 5 p.m.
at 1700, and I will. Everyone, go ahead and make the poll of how many times Jim's got to hit the dump button.
see how many empty gaps are in the recording.
Exactly. How come Ice Cannon?
And then I said,
and then I
silence.
And then I told this guy that he could. Did you even have a show? All right, Jim.
Hey, what happened to your radio show? Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
Exactly. Some WTF Nation Radio. No, we won't do that, man. We got your back. So anyways, Jim, well, shit, dude, thanks for coming on. I was hoping you're going to hang out with us, but you got stuff to do, man. We totally appreciate you coming on and helping me announce this great partnership. And I'm looking forward
this is
to
good
it.
stuff, man.
Yep, I can't wait. So we're going to go ahead and take a break right now, and then we'll talk to you guys later. Jim, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. We'll talk again this weekend.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
All right, brother.
Yep. Be on real radio. Sorry, I was like, what's it? I can't. Radio, terrestrial radio. Oh man, this is exciting. It's exciting for WTF Nation Radio. It is exciting for WTF Nation Radio because we are breaking the surface up into the airwaves. So now we're no longer underground. We are now going to busting through. So the way it's going to work, I'll explain.
Holy shit, does that make us mainstream?
Oh, shut up. Don't even want to go there. I'll explain how this is going to be set up as soon as... So let me kill the Facebook live feed, and we'll take a break, and then I'll explain how it's going to work with us going on to KHB and how we're going to hang out and all this stuff.
Okay.
And then so for that, shouts, and y'all have a good... Oh, you guys were... I'm still broadcasting, so you guys were like listening to straight up our shit. So everyone... killing the Facebook live feed, shots, and then I'll see you on a sec. Shouts.
Shots.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Is that actually a picture of the Antichrist crying? I like it. It's tasty.
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.
In life, and he still feels like a killing machine and kind of bloodthirsty, and so this song follows, and he's still bloodthirsty, and so this song follows.
This time is different. It's not like the time before. Well, I cross my heart that I won't kill no more. Jesus, watch over me, keep my anger at home. You better bless these wicked hands, 'cause they got a mind of their own. Don't go downtown. The devil whispers in my ear, it's time for your curtain call. So I dress myself on up with alcohol. Step aside, oh, let the whistler through. Well, there really ain't no help at all. Folks like me and you, don't go downtown. Don't you go downtown. Well, get your goddamn hands up, don't you look at me. No other dying here. Well, I kinda get it on. Let's get it on. This time is different. It's not like the time before. Well, I crossed my heart that I won't kill no more.
This it, I can light a split with this and don't slip on a funky dope track. Jump back, strapped with a fat Buddha sack in a 7/8 Mac. Don't clean, gangsta lean. I got green, but I serve dubs like it ain't no thing. I hang with OG players, don't set trip, or you might get what we call a rat pack. I don't slack when it comes to street. I kick real G-funk to a gangsta beat. It's so sweet when you got money to spend. I got a proper big tilt and a fly big fence. I make ends, spend my dough on no foe. That's how it is and that's how it goes. Act like you know when I creep real slow, giving love to them players that I know is the trick. That's it, but don't trip. Gives my dough to no foe. That's how it is. I got no love for you.
When I was just a baby, my mama told me,
if you got love for them players, let me hear you say, ooh, ladies, we want you. If you got love for them straight G's and you wanna be there, just
The bitches, they love visuals.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
You're damn right. This station is now the most powerful, destructive station of the stations now. To stations. I'm back. Had to wrap up some phone calls and talk to some people about some stuff. Welcome back to part 3 kind of posted up on there now. Now we can welcome KHB and the Veterans Report, Jim Cannon and the gang, to the WTF Nation family. Go ahead and jump on there and give them a like, give them some love, because we're going to be back and forth on there. So if we're not pulling duty here, we'll be pulling some duty there either. So think about it now. We're going to be every day. We're going to be during the day. We're going to be on Saturday during the day, and then Saturday night. And yeah, so a lot of stuff. I told you guys, a lot of stuff is going to be changing up. That was one of the biggest secrets I've been trying to contain. You guys there? You hear me? Hello? 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 Did you guys hang up? Am I broadcasting? Is it just me by myself? What's going on? Did we cut off? Did we blast off some stuff? Did nobody, everyone back from smoking? Y'all smoking or something? Anyways, well, we'll go ahead and get back to the Facebook Live stuff again. So there's, really? Did you really have to do that? Somebody just dropped me the new Star Wars trailer, and I can't watch it now because we're broadcasting. Of course. I'm not, I like saying I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Star Wars. Thanks for totally distracting me. Don't even freaking, not paying attention. So it's one of these nights that I've been so distracted on everything now. Distracted about telling you guys what's going on. Distracted about smoking that bong. Oh man, no, DDT14's coming soon. We shall see. Yeah. So what do you guys think? You guys think it's cool? You guys excited for this? You think it's going to be a good thing? I think it's going to be a good thing. I'm glad that this thing was set up. This to some negotiations. I think we went a few weeks back. It's been about a month or two, going back and forth discussing all this stuff, and it was just a simple reach out between Jim and us. And just like Jim was saying, we're just discussing. Kind of like, hey, I do this, I do that. Hey, well, you do this with that. Well, let's do this, let's do that. And yeah, well, let's do this and let's do that. And that was it. And here you are right now. You guys are hearing it first on WTFNationRadio.com and soon KHB. So it's really freaking weird to talk about this now that we're doing this. It's just exciting. So, are you guys even up? You guys even listening to me? You guys tracking? Is anybody else listening to me? Am I alone? You're back? Welcome back. Everyone had to go get a smoke, I think. Because I don't hear anybody talking back to me. So give us a call, 415-889-8367. If you got any more memes. Oh, we're just getting some new updates now about Bilzerian. Yeah, it is. All right. So you guys call back. For some reason, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Skype is having some serious issues right now. Serious issues. You guys up? Go ahead. Give me a call back. Or you guys can call. I'll tell you what, since these guys are going to call, why don't you give us a call, 415-889-8367. And then I want to hear you guys tell me what you think about this Bilzerian thing. This Bilzerian. All right, so let me kill the call here. So yeah, hang on. Got some people calling in too now. All right, now. So lines are clear. Go ahead and give us a buzz, 415-889-8367. Shoot the shit about whatever you want to shoot the shit about. Stop it with the freaking Star Wars trailers. Damn, dude, because I can't play it here, because if it does, we'll get our freaking shit pulled, because Disney's really freaking crazy about that stuff. Hang on. You back?
I am back.
Okay. Whatever. Somebody, all of a sudden, you guys are back. So I don't know what's going on. You back, Spanx?
I'm here.
Okay. I don't know what happened. As soon as
Gotta love Skype,
dude. I hate it. I think what happens is when it becomes idle, it just sits there, because we were smoking and joking and discussing and talking and shooting the shit and all this other stuff. So, yeah. You guys can call if you want to shoot the shit at 415-889-8367. I guess right now I'm getting a bunch of breaking news with Dan Bilzerian talking about what he's going to talk about, whatever. I really don't care. Why would I give him the opportunity? You know what? Because I don't want to talk to him. Somebody asked me literally, what about, like I did Dan for action figure therapy.
I don't think he has the testicular fortitude to actually call the show.
Yeah, I don't want him to come on though. I think there should be like a fan. I think we should let the WTF Nation handle him. Hey, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just say you know, if you want to give it to soft rep. You got to kind of be in soft rep, I guess. But if you're not gonna do it, then just why come on? Smoking that bong, back like scoliosis. You mean you're all curvy? But no, it's one of those things to where, really, dude, you're gonna freaking not gonna come on. If we don't, again, you don't bring someone's old. Like I said, you don't mess with the kids, you don't mess with the family. You got to be with somebody, beef it, and go back and forth on Facebook and har, and that's it. Too easy, right? No drama. But according to Soft Rep, he's back on. He's talking to Soft Rep, an exclusive interview because it's exclusive. Exclusive. He talks to Soft Rep for the record. And the Hollywood Reporter came out with a story earlier that hit a nerve with the SEAL community, which is, Soft Rep called them out. Soft Rep, they have SEALs, Special Forces, psychological operations, civil affairs people on their staff. So they have the gamut of individuals in that community. So they I guess it's a knowledge base for that type of stuff. And when they really call Stolen Valor out. So if you really, when they heard y'all playing in the background, what are you talking about? I just had some people from the MPD say hi and found out what you were all talking about. Hilarious when you heard that playing in the back. What are you talking about, Casey? English. What is that? Say, call the show. I can't understand what the hell you're saying. What do you mean by that? Off target, some people from MPD said hi and found what you all were talking about hilarious when they heard y'all playing in the background. Huh? Casey, give us a call, 415-889-8367.
Yeah, if you think it's bad if you get an email from WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army What the Fuck Moments, it's worse to get one from Self-Rep.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was one of those things to where they freaking they will, not only will they, because they have a paid paid subscription.
They probably got a couple of those.
They got a couple of those too. Yeah, taking their freaking meds. They have a paid subscription to that, and for like a few bucks a month or something like that, you can contribute to them and get the real stuff. Y'all want a general feeling of what opinion is on the commander-in-chief? Y'all find him a joke? I do. Well, there you go, Deborah. You're freaking currently a that is totally your I like your profile pic there. Oh, erotica, freelancer. Whoa. Nice. Of course you're a nurse. We don't care. Say what you want. We don't give a shit. Say what you want to say about the president. I don't care. I didn't, my vote didn't count. So, 415-889-8367. I don't know what's going on with Skype, dude, because as soon as Jim hung up, and then I was talking to you guys on the air, and then I went to go to the bathroom right quick, and then came back, and then, yeah, I was like, whoa.
Crickets.
Yeah, crickets. I'm like, what the hell is going on? No. I had some police officers over for an incident that happened, and they could hear the show playing in the background because I forgot to mute it, and they started to laugh when they said you were talking about that. Oh, Brazilian wax, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Brazilian wax, dude.
Yeah, Mr. Vape. What kind of what is it when people they wax their buttholes? What is that called? Is that called the Bilzerian?
I don't know.
Yes, that's part of the Brazilian wax.
It is part of the Brazilian.
All of it.
It is part of the Brazil. Oh, okay. I'm just asking. I don't know.
Well, now you know.
I don't have that area. I don't have that area trimmed up because I'm a guy. Men don't do that.
No.
Yeah. So why would you?
No, that's everything. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Why would you want to straddle a candle and then rip it off? I don't think so. Fucking do it. Ain't gonna fucking do it. Well, we appreciate. Well, hope everything's okay, Casey. That you had the police officers over. Yeah, I didn't know you. Well, that's awesome. Well, tell them to listen to the show. Give us a like. Yeah, so he he talked about what happened during his event, and he's had reports from the SEAL community that Bilzerian was, came out. They stated that the drop on request received a message from Twitter asking for a phone call. So Dan reached out to them because, SEALs and pretended SEALs kind of kept stick together, I guess. I don't know. I know that SEALs, when they find out there's someone fucking coattail riding and shit, they immediately, like you said, Mud, they immediately go and find out if this guy's legit. There's a guy on the internet or on YouTube a lot that goes out and finds stolen steel valor and shit. And this guy goes
like knock on your door type of
Hi. This guy knocks on your door with other SEALs of different generations to confirm anybody's story that said they were a SEAL. That's why you don't say it was just some bullshit. Did you tell him that we support the Leos too? Come on, man. Just some BS? Okay, well, did you tell him we support ICE Loves MPs? We also support the Leo community. So he was talking about he got rolled up and he completed Hell Week in 229 and got rolled up and dropped 3 weeks after for a compound stress fracture and then went back to 238 and made it 2 days before graduation and then got rolled back to the beginning of second phase, blah, 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 blah. So he's talking about, everyone was talking about that he did get rolled up. He did verify those guys and all that, which is okay, cool. That's why, and then of course the guy that was given the interview was asking about the this thing that freaking this whole lone survivor thing, and the producers begged me to put the $1 million into Lone Survivor as they couldn't meet their budget, and I had not done do so. So the probably would not have gotten made. So you see what he's saying now. He's saying because of him, the movie would not have been made. So he requested to play Dan Healy as he was the guy who pulled my friend Laz Cox off the chopper and took his place. He died trying to save Marcus, and they weren't even going to mention him in the movie. He died not because he was ordered to, but because he demanded to go. I met with Dan's mother, visited his memorial, and the family was happy that he was represented in the movie. After all, he gave it a light. I think a cameo at least is what they could do for him. The producers and directors promised me 8 minutes of screen time, and for Dan to have a memorable role in the movie, and this was not honored. So they will be sued for breach of contract. Really, dude? Really? Why? Why? So you sat there, now you're saying, if that had been for me, the movie wouldn't have been made. I think we could have GoFundMe that shit.
Wasn't there a company that did that already?
Yeah, there was.
And it worked?
And it worked, exactly. Range 15, I'm just saying. They could have done it. So exactly, Joe. Dan the trainee. So the writer, the editor of the specific story in SoftRep says, quote, I verified that Dan was in BUDS 229, 238, and 239 before being dropped from training. And in class 239 for a safety violation on the shooting range. To address the, because he said he got dropped for no good reason. Comment from Dan, in my opinion, it's likely that one of his instructors felt that he wasn't a good fit for the SEAL community. And looking for any excuse to drop him from the training. This is why we call it a selection process. It doesn't end. You're damn right. Even when you get to your SEAL team, Dan, as a former instructor myself, I know that your instructors did have a good reason. Reflect on the reason why and become a better man for it. Wow. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, even in the SF community, you can make it through training.
In the special operations community, in the Army, in the Navy, in the Air. Well, I don't know about the Air Force. They well, I shouldn't talk shit about the Air Force. There's the PJs are some good kids. But they get selection is every day is selection. You get sized up. It is so competitive in those fucking career fields. There's no messing around with that shit. You do not fuck around in that. I've known individuals, or heard of individuals who knew individuals that have had their special force, their Green Berets taken from them for fucking up, and they don't fuck around. Yeah. So, and when they go through an investigation, it's the thing about the special operations community. It's big boy rules and big boy punishment, right? Everyone likes to talk about it's big boy rules, right? Big boy rules. You're right. So big boys, when they fuck up, they get blasted, they get busted. Heath, did he have a red shirt on? I don't think it was Star Trek, dude. And to finish the quote, he said, after all, you did complete 99% of one of the most hardest military selection courses in the world. 99%, but not 100.
But you didn't get the 100.
Exactly. I failed Jumpmaster School multiple times before I finally made it. And you best believe Nothing is more gratifying when you get called, when you're finally graduating, you cross that stage and you fucking are a jump master and you are fucking, it's awesome. It is awesome. Ask my buddies in the 82nd the same way. It is awesome. Awesome. Huge. You fail a bunch of times. It has a high attrition rate as well. It's a tough school.
Yeah.
So if you don't, yeah, and it's not, well, hell, you didn't fucking do it. You didn't fucking do it. But, so that was the story on that one so far from Soft Rep.
Yeah, and I mean, on the break, I read into the legal complaint, and it was a structured loan. You know, if he only got 5 minutes, they had to pay back so much. You know, it was completely structured by how much time he was in the movie and how many lines he had. And he was crying because he didn't get the money back within 10 days of requesting it.
No, not only that, but he said, I've met with his family. I've met with... Did you want to talk? Did you want to put... Now, because now you're messing with his fucking memory. That's right. Heath, graduate, 82nd Advanced Airborne School, United States Army, 82nd Airborne Division, greatest jump master course in the world. Period. Yeah, dude. Freaking... No way.
There he is, bringing family into something that didn't need to be brought into.
You know what? That's a good point. He's got a history of that. Well, dude, if you're a millionaire and you brag about being a millionaire and all that stuff, and you gave $1 million to finish a movie, the movie itself is the testament of you. You would have been a bigger dude, even though you're the same height as me, so you're like 5'9". You'd have been a bigger dude. You would have been looked more respectfully. Had you said, "Hey, this is my tribute to the fucking foundation, the Lone Survivor Foundation. This is my tribute to the movie. This is my tribute to the family." So that's the best part about it.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? How about you just give me a receipt for tax purposes, and we'll call it a wash.
Yeah. Okay.
And it would have been good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It would have been no big deal. Like I said, if someone said, "Hey, Ice, you need to give up some money. You want to donate for all of this?" and I found out I was part of it, dude, just hanging out and being with the guys that were actually there, just to be able to hang out with them, and it was, and I was funding it, and okay, say for instance, it was that situation that had it been for him, then the movie probably wouldn't have been funded. Then it would have been, like I said, it would have been a bigger honor had he said, "Oh, well, here you go. Here's $1 million. Take my $1 million, and then to me, give me some screen time. Cool, and then we'll get some screen time in there and all that, and then have the family of the guy that I'm representing on the set or something. You know what I mean? Just kind of like bring him along. You know, show your charity that way instead of being a bitch about it and complaining about, oh, I didn't get done on there, and then like you said, good point you just mentioned too. He brought family in again. See, I talked to the family. Oh, really, dude? You really want to go down this trail?
Yeah.
That you're right. That's a crock. That dude, man, I swear. It's almost like he's not seeking no fault. Hey, I failed specific courses in the Army that I just did not make it, and I succeeded elsewhere. You know what I mean? Damn, that was a hard course. Fuck, man, you do. And I was not the only one that didn't do good in the course. But yeah, just not gonna do it. Oh well, cool. They just there are courses in the military that like that. That if you don't, there are courses in the military that if you don't make it, you don't pass it, then you just don't pass it. You don't get busted. You don't get flagged. It's not like an NCOES or something like that. The same thing with Buds. The same thing with Ranger. Same thing with all these other selections and stuff like that. You don't make it. You don't make it. You just go back to your unit. It's no big deal. Yeah, you tried. There you go. So the many times that I've gone through some stuff and I didn't make it, I just kept going until I made it. That was it. But I didn't go home and say, I'm going to sue you. Dude, really?
Show me on the doll where the bad man touched you.
Yeah, show me on the doll where the instructor touched you, because apparently so. Oh, man.
Which would be a good thing if you went through SEER.
No comment. But the thing is, I cannot confirm or deny the fact that I've ever attended SEER, and if I did attend SEER, I would not be, I would not be predisposed to discuss such situation. or sets its course, or it's it's POI, or it's training evolutions.
Yeah, I read that right. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Read it right. So exactly that. But yeah, again, but you don't do that, like you said, and that was a good point that you brought up, Mud. You don't bring once again, he's bringing fucking family in, trying to play that sob story. Dude, you're a millionaire. You donated. You gave money. I wouldn't have been a fucking loan. I would have said you could pay it back through the proceeds of whatever, and then split. I would say, matter of fact, I didn't want it back. Split that money. Split that money between the Lone Survivor Foundation, and then just pay me half back on the proceeds of the movie, and then just invoice me. That's it. Easy shit, right? That would again have shown. You know what? Don Brazilian. Wait, whoa! I keep fucking up his name. Dan Brazilian.
Total butcher. D-Bag Dan.
D-Bag Dan. Dude, you'd have been that'd have been a bigger man. That would have shown you, like you say you're a man. That would have been more man to do that. If you had done that instead of just filing a fucking lawsuit. You know when millionaires file lawsuits? I'm gonna sue. So yeah. But anyways,
people like that just grind my gears.
Yeah, exactly.
You just don't mess with organizations and stuff like that.
No, you don't. I just got something. Okay, look, I know how hard you train. Do you want cops to receive your excess weapons? And you speak of daddy's wealth. Where did Commander-in-Chief gets his wealth before he filed bankruptcy and uses our tax dollars to play about? People's lives depend on you guys. Do you fucking take that seriously? I take that extremely seriously. Thank you for providing me that comment. I do take it seriously. I don't care about it. I have sworn an oath to the Constitution of the United States against enemies, foreign and domestic, and will follow the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So that's just the way it is. I'm a Sorent. Sorents do that, and I go out and do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. If you're gonna go and conduct that, go do whatever. I don't look at the political stuff and all that. Everyone in the back and everybody in politics, only because I've served in the military my entire life. I've served in the military. And I've never gotten caught up in the politics stuff because I was too busy, I don't know, flying aid to some Bosnians, flying, to some ethnic Albanians in Kosovo, to helping Romanians, to helping Africans, to helping, it didn't matter. I was, or I was, out and, delivering the scunion on the bad guys. So I didn't really see about that. I do take it seriously. I appreciate you asking me or feeling that. But I don't care. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't.
Like we were trained. I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Yeah, exactly. But again, that's right, Amy. Yeah, he is just like with Jesse Ventura. Oh man, he's getting close. Ooh man, we're gonna put him up there in the Jesse Ventura stage because Jesse Ventura, he ain't got time to bleed. I want him to come on the show too. He's gonna sue. He sued freaking Taya Kyle.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, dude. So it doesn't matter. Okay, well, cool. You're a nurse with Doctors Without Borders. Outstanding. Appreciate it. Then be a nurse. Just like I'm a soldier and I don't involve myself in politics. Be a nurse and don't involve yourself in politics either. Just handle your nursing, just like I handle my sergeanting.
Be the best damn nurse you can be.
Exactly. I do my sergeanting that way. That's how I sergeant. So when I'm sergeanting with the troops, and all my job is to ensure that they are equipped and trained and are given the proper mentorship to deal with life struggles, whether it be training or whether it be their own personal lives. I'm not a very good marriage counselor, however. Every time somebody says, "What do you think I should divorce him?" Well, that's okay. Ice, I'm not going to ask you any more questions. Every time I send Joe's over to you for a marriage advice, you take him downtown. But they bomb us.
What? I get referral discounts.
Yeah, exactly. You get promotion points plus you get the promotion platinum package when you just say I sent me. Oh, well, come right in. So who is they when you're talking about that, Deborah? Because again, I don't know what angle you're trying to get at, but I don't know what you're talking about. I have worked with Doctors Without Borders, and sometimes Doctors Without Borders doesn't really listen to what the military says when they say don't go in that area. And immediately, it's usually my guys and my team that have to go in and get you out. Tears of the Sun.
Hey, Honduras was like that.
Yeah. Friendly fire. Well, I mean, Just say sign a prenup. I don't. Okay, Casey. Okay. Friendly fire. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't have nothing to base what you're talking about. But I do take it seriously. I do take my service to my country seriously. My president. I'll be honest with you. I'm so far detached. Everybody is so far detached, unless you're wearing stars on your collars, or in the middle of your chest, actually, because the way our uniforms are. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
We're so far detached. We're so far detached from that shit. When did you hear about Trump said he was going to do that? I'm worried about making sure my specialist who joined the army and because the government said that they were going to give these guys fucking per diem, and bureaucracy that the military has done on that end has my soldiers who's a specialist. Well, I got to give him cash, my own personal cash, because their fucking government travel cards fucked up because the battalion, and thinking that they are automatically not authorized to give a soldier something for their travel. Then I get told as a first sergeant, no, that's not authorized. Well, then why the fuck are you getting it, sir? That's my fucking focus right there. Oh, I'm sorry, Tyler. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, but good. I'm glad you treat all. Deborah, that's the way it's supposed to be. You're a nurse. Don't you have a nurse's oath? Isn't that how nursing works? Does a nurse have an oath to...
It's not the hypocritical
It's not the Hippocratic oath that the doctors have to say that they have to treat anybody no matter what. Well, I think the nurses are the same way, right? I mean, that's the way,
yeah.
So, the same thing with again, same thing with me. I have an oath to uphold as well, and I also have a duty to do. My job is not to get involved in politics. I don't need a debate team or discuss political issues when I'm in the foxhole or actually in the turret and I'm rolling down, MSR Tampa and Route Irish. And I don't need a debate team at that point. Right now, I need troops. I need you to cover my sector because we're about ready to fucking.
I need an entry team, not a debate team.
Yeah, exactly. I need somebody to help me out here. Right? I don't give a fuck about population shits and all this other crap and statistics of how many people are going to vote this way or that way and how many people should not have been at what specific primary or who didn't go to war, or who didn't draw. Nobody gives two shits when you're in the middle of fucking Baghdad. How many people did not go to the war? How many people did go to the war? I'm just worried about taking care of my kids. That's the way I see it. I don't see it any other way. Yeah. So, do you want cops to receive excess weapons? You damn right. Our cops are outgunned. Because you know what?
Look at Chicago alone.
Because
they have the toughest gun laws.
Because I guarantee it. Had the Las Vegas police officers had high power rifles and they found out and they were able to triangulate, there are technologies out there that under the military buy program that they're trying to get to stop shit like that. Firefighting systems and shit like that. So that way they can tell.
Yeah, they have it in downtown Savannah now.
Yes, they have firefighting systems right now in certain cities that can triangulate. When motherfuckers do celebratory fire, they can triangulate where the gunshot was coming from when they fire up in the air. The same fucking thing goes. That's that military buyback program that everyone's fucking freaking the fuck out about. I think of an MRAP, if a bunch of Las Vegas PD guys had an MRAP and they were able to cruise up to the hotel and lay scunion on that motherfucker, I guarantee it would have been a different outcome. So yes, the ends justify the means. They do deserve that. High power rifles for cops? You damn right. What do you want, cops to have 38 specials? What would you suppose? I mean, come on. I don't. When it comes to engaging bad guys, you don't tell me how to do it, just like I don't tell you how to nurse, right? Does that make sense? I don't teach you how to.
It does.
I don't tell you how to be an MP, mud puppy. You're an MP. So if you say ICE, got to do this, got to do that. Okay, cool, Roger that. ICE loves MPs, and I move the fuck out. I'm gonna go first sergeant. That's it.
Yeah. First sergeant, you can't come onto the scene because of this. Well, it's my soldier. I'm sorry, first sergeant, but you cannot come onto the scene because you will contaminate the scene.
Yeah,
cool,
exactly.
Roger.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep me posted.
Yeah, exactly. Cool, Roger, keep me posted, or post it onto U.S. Army WTF moments or some shit like that. I know people. I know people to people. They're not trained enough. That's the problem. That military program where they're going into that stuff like that. That's what that whole program that everyone's freaking the fuck out about. That program also goes to training to teach these guys who are just dealing with, just beat cops dealing with the shit, how to handle themselves militarily. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. You want these
Train the
guys.
trainer.
You got to train. You want these guys to be able to neutralize the threat, but you don't want to provide them the tools to do it. I guarantee it. An M134 Dillon fucking minigun on top of an MRAP would have lit that fucking hotel up with a firefighting. There's some specific systems that are out there that I can't say over the air that use those types of technologies. They were able to pinpoint that shit. That'd have been it.
Yeah.
That'd have been done. Exactly, Joe. Exactly that. They use that freaking situation. Exactly that. They use that type of technology to triangulate. So again, these cops, they would have had that too. Some of those cops use those MRAPs exactly that to move in their special response guys, the HRTs and the SRTs, high response.
And the funny thing is I believe he's still there on Metro on SWAT. Now that you said that has the experience, that has the training to do exactly just that, is to enter a structure, remove the threat, but does not have the tools to be able to do so efficiently and effectively.
Well, you also got to look. You rather have the military, well, that are well trained, but Deborah, you can't have the military running around the streets because we don't have. Military guys we're not required to. We don't arrest anybody when we're engaging someone. We're not there to say hands up, put your hands in the ground. The military doesn't do that. When we neutralize the threat, there's some serious stuff happening. There is when people don't realize how much the military, when it engaged, does something, people would be shocked. They would be freaking the fuck out. That's right. They have that in yeah, exactly. The mixer. Everyone's saying that they have in there. They have those technologies. I would like what I liked also to see some of these police officers. Some of these guys can't afford some of this stuff. That's why these programs were created. These programs were created so that way police officers who were outgunned and under-resourced were able to get some of this equipment. They're able to get some of this stuff. I can't, again, the Las Vegas PD, I don't know what their budget is. I don't know how many police officers they got or whatever. And I know some of the police, some of the police agencies that I've served with.
I think we lost them. Exactly that. I think we lost them again.
Nope.
Yep. I just had to turn up the radio to hear. Yeah.
No, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
And I know some of the police don't know what the deal is.
I'm gonna hang up.
Okay, I'm gonna call back. As in much training, exactly that. Did you hear that? That's so freaking weird how that does that. I don't get it why it times out like that. Bring you guys back. God, I'm bringing Jim back too. But anyways. So I heard you guys immediately lose me.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I don't know what's going on, dude. I really don't know what's going on. So it's one of these fucking things with these this stuff here.
To err is human. To really screw up, you need a computer.
Yeah, really. But I mean, again, so is that what we want now? Is that what we want? You're right, MT. There were. I'm pretty sure there were metal detectors there, and that's why nobody was there to return fire.
Yeah, that's why everybody had their guns in their vehicles.
That's why everybody had their guns in their vehicle. Exactly that, and their weed, because it's illegal to buy weed. Could you bring weed in an event like that? Since it's legal, right? Isn't weed legal?
It is legal.
So, could you imagine a bunch of stone people right there? Yeah, man, what's going on? It'd have been crazy. So again, going back to what I was saying, those programs were put in place. I don't know exactly what the makeup is of the Metropolitan Police Department there in Las Vegas, but I know there's some smaller agencies that need it. And also, you got to look at some of the guys that are doing it. I mean, come on, man. Some of it exactly that, Tyler. Some of them have different rules of engagement. I know nowadays. I know cops. People are looking at police officers like they're so fucking bad. But then why are you making them go through freaking Narcan training? You know what I mean? You just sat there and said that cops are bad, but you're requiring them to freaking go through Narcan training so that way if you're a crank, you can freaking take some shots in the chest because you OD'd on some freaking whatever the fuck you're OD'd on. And everyone's like, oh, well, see? So now you want police officers to be to be passive, and now you want police officers to be like freaking medics, and that's not their fucking job. I just, whatever. Could you imagine? I mean, that shit happening? You got a guy that's shooting at you. Police officers are getting shot at by people. They return fire, and what do? After they just shot a guy that was shooting to them, they holster their weapon, and they render aid. I mean,
just like the radio call went out. Don't worry about the victims now.
Yeah.
Let's stop this guy before we have even more victims.
Yeah. Yeah.
And anybody that has gone through active shooter, that's exactly what you're trained to do.
Well, I mean,
I've gone through it many times, both on the military side and on the civilian side.
It's funny because the when I say funny, I just think I find it odd that they talk about these situations and it can't freaking you can't compare it. Everyone's like, oh well, you're just gonna do this and you're just gonna do that. Then you have the Brazilians, and then you have all these other people who are out running towards fire. So one of the things that I don't understand is that that training, there's nothing that could realistically recreate that type of training. The only thing that you could do as far as that is just engaging threats and engaging. That's it. You can't wear, because I know in some installations they have fucking have the what was that? So you would rather have the military because they're supposed to be better trained, but complain that they're heading to a police state? That makes sense. Yep, exactly that. Don't sit there and say that's a police state, but you want again, it's a catch-22. And some of these police officers that you see there anyways, I know some police officers in the South, oh man, do they even have PT tests? No, I'm serious, man. I mean, I've trained with law enforcement individuals, and I've seen some, the one Dallas PD, Dallas SWAT. I've trained with them before. Raleigh, North Carolina. I've trained with them before. And those guys are fit. Those guys are they're like freaking, they're beasts, man. They're on par with freaking soldiers, just about. A little clumsy in their tactics, but they got it. You know what I mean? They have that natural ability to do it. But there's some cops that I've seen out there in California or whatever. Woo, man, loaded, man.
Yeah, this San Bernardino SWAT guys.
Yeah,
those are guys you do not want to mess with.
Yeah, exactly.
They have guys who can shoot you from helicopters.
I know. I saw that. That is crazy, dude. I respect police officers, but
I've watched them at the range at NTC.
Yeah,
it's not a big secret.
Yeah. Respect police officers, but so many are power hungry. Well, that's just like same thing with somebody. Yep. You know what, Deborah? You got some nurses that are power hungry too. You've got a lot of nurses that think they're doctors. Yeah, exactly. So retroactive. Oh, I love this. This is awesome. So again,
and I mean the whole bringing the military in instead of the police. We have something like that. It's called martial law. Yeah. And if martial law happens, it's usually a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. Martial law. Here's what people don't realize when they say, if we were to declare martial law. Martial law is scary because then you are not. You are no longer enemies, foreign and domestic. You now fall into that category. That's why you don't want to have martial law. Don't ask for martial law or this. You should call in the guard, the National Guard. Okay, call in the National Guard, call in the National Guard. But when you say you want martial law, no way, dude. No way. Yeah, I'm not exactly that. Is the scene safe? Yeah, exactly. Because the martial law, man. You're asking, because I guarantee it. During Katrina, if you got pictures of guys from the 82nd, you know what they were holding? They were holding M4s loaded. Because they were like, I'm going to get shot.
Yeah.
Exactly that, Joe. A lot of nurses at the VA think they're freaking rocket scientists. So, we run our gamut of bad apples and all that. So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter which career path that you take in life, you're always going to have those couple bad apples.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, again, I do, don't get me wrong, the healing hand of a nurse or a medic is, or a first responder, when you think, oh shit, this is it, I'm done, and then somebody comes up and says, does your dick touch your ass? Because that's what happened to me. Then that's when you're like, oh god, there's Doc Madness. Morty, you're not broken, Morty. So it freaking wow, dude, it's you're relieved. So I get it. I mean, I totally get it. It's okay to have that opinion. You can have whatever you want. You can say what you want here at WTFNationRadio.com. I'm not gonna change my mind. I'm gonna engage you on it. If you think that it's bad, I mean, then oh well, because a lot of nurses collect more information on than the doctors do. But the exactly that, Allie. The communication is the key right there. I have had physical ailments myself that it was not translated to find out that the doctor wasn't listening to the nurse. And had that nurse said, hey, dude, this guy needs to get checked out, then there we go. Really good to go.
So Vegas Metro does have an armored vehicle.
They do.
Oh. I'm looking at the pictures.
Is it?
But you also have to remember that you have spin up time and everything else. Everything happened in what, 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's like 10:07 to 10:19 or something like that is what the.
And it happened at like the early hours of the morning. These guys probably were not working. A lot of them probably were not working at the time that are on SWAT. They're on call.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I know exactly.
And usually what, SWAT is like a 30-minute, 45-minute response time.
Some guys are dedicated straight to it.
Yeah.
They're staffed enough to where they just don't even.
Yeah,
and they rotate.
I think
schedules.
Vegas Metro has but still, it all depends on where they're at in town.
Yeah.
Because there's big events going on all the time.
Oh my god! I couldn't
with thousands of people.
I couldn't even imagine holding or being part of the security plan for Vegas. Just for Vegas. Oh man, that'll fuck me up. Well, guys, holy shit! It's freaking it's the end of the show. Damn, man, we were just going off, and I'm so freaking excited about what's going on with the Veterans Report and KHB Radio. So here's how it's going to work out. Each of us are going to be on the Veterans Report on KHB. So I'm going to start it off. And then each host, one of your favorite hosts, each of the hosts that are on WTFNationRadio.com are going to be on the Veterans Report with Jim. And they're going to be on there for about an hour on a Saturday. So the way he does it is that he broadcasts 1700 on a Saturday, and then that show is rebroadcast on air on Friday. So I think it's going to be an awesome partnership. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of admin stuff on that end too. So I know the front desk is going to be busting ass to handle that now that the announcement's been made. So if you go to their Facebook page, give them some likes and all that, because again, WTF Nation Radio is breaking the surface into terrestrial radio, which we're pretty freaking excited. So 94.1 FM, KHB, and 620 AM in the greater Pittsburgh area. Now, this station right here, it's like I was saying earlier, it's one of the oldest radio stations on the East Coast, tracing back to 1934. In the 1950s, it was one of the largest radio stations in the Pittsburgh suburbs, and then it increased it to some more channels with the other channel. So the identity of 620 KHB was adopted in 1999, and then it signified the station was going to go into a new direction, and then that's when it started going into the FM world. So it's got, like Jim was saying, it's got talk shows, it's got religious broadcasts, it's got ethnic music, and it's also got the other stuff. Like, again, it's for that area. They got polka music, and then they got 60s, 70s, and 80s music. So we're bringing a whole new format to this radio station, and I think it's going to be exciting because Jim's going to come on here once in a while and hang out with us too. So it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm going to start it off this weekend, and then Minx, and then subsequent shows are going to be every Saturday after that. So if you guys are in the Pittsburgh area, now they cover a lot of the veteran issues on the Veterans Report. If you go on the Veterans Report right now and you double click on it, the Veterans Report is set up just like the Drudge Report. Part of our partnership, if you go to the left column, just like the Drudge, you'll see USA WTFM, and then you'll see WTF Nation Radio on one of the aggregate links, just like on Drudge. So we've already got this set up, and it's already rocking and rolling. All veterans,
and just like a lot of people listen to us on TuneIn, you can listen there as well.
Yeah, exactly. You can listen to him. So, and this is so crazy that, again, it is crazy exciting. You're right, Ali. We don't know what to do, man. Freaking out. But all the veteran information on there, we also have it on our Contact Us as well, to contact our veteran representative that we have for WTF Nation Radio. But we also have now the Veterans Report, who was able to get. So go to veteransreport.com. If you check out, we got everything highlighted and tagged on both broadcasts tonight. And then I said, give them a like, and also jump on WTFNationRadio.com, and click that donate button, because that's what keeps the lights on for us. The whole idea is for us to finally stop getting, oh man, because when I get out of the Army, guess what I'm probably doing? This. Life. Forever. Forever, Flanders. So I'm pretty excited. So theveteransreport.com, go to their Facebook page at KHB, and then go to the Veterans Report Facebook page. Give them some likes on all that. Share, talk, get on there. I'm pretty interested at their new age method of medicine. They don't want to say medicinal marijuana. So once I talk about the formats of the shows, the green room is probably going to be hit up pretty good, because everyone they are the repository for stuff like that, which is pretty cool. I'm excited, really pumped about it. It's going to be hard for me to stop cussing. I can't say shit, fuck, dick, ass, pussy, motherfucker. So now all my broadcasts from here on out to practice, you know what? That should be a game.
Who can go the longest without cussing?
Yeah. We should write this down. Front desk. Who is
gotcha?
Who you hear, whatever, and then whoever catches somebody saying, yeah, that'll work. Whoever catches somebody saying something bad, when do we want to start it? You want to start it tomorrow, or do you want to start it after our we'll put it out. We'll put it out on the social media platforms. We'll let everybody know when we can do this. So speaking of which, I didn't know about this until one of you guys, Matt Damon, did it for me. We have multiple platforms. All you have to do is / and then whatever. So Twitter / WTF Nation Radio, Mixer / WTF Nation Radio. So I'm pretty Matt Damon out about that. I'm like, wow, I didn't realize that. And then yeah, dude, Facebook / WTFNR. So we have Instagram.com
has been blowing up. /
Twitter / WTF Nation Radio, YouTube.com / WTF Nation Radio. So again, yeah, exactly, Tyler. I'm gonna be exactly that. Oh man, I'm gonna be using my retirement savings to pay my FCC fines. I know it's gonna be crazy. I don't even know what to say.
Don't worry, the fines only start off at $1,000.
Yeah, well, it depends on what it is. You know what? It's actually, you can say whatever you want on the open airways and not be butthurt about it. But open radio, the FCC really doesn't care. More so what you're talking about as opposed to the profanity. Because, we're regulated to freaking Mixer and freaking, we're regulated to how, you want to taunt us, Allie? You get to taunt? No, I don't know about that. I'll slip. Maybe we shouldn't do that.
Come on. You guys know I'll win.
Yeah, I just immediately have to go professional, and I'll not be able to use any type of profanity throughout any of my broadcasts. So I'll be able to articulate myself in a professional manner that would be in the best interest of WTF Nation Radio in a partnership with the Veterans Report and KHB. There you go. Didn't say a fucking... God dang it. Yeah, anyways, I'm not going to do this. So anywho, again, bust them things. Buy my snack funds to the Cayman Islands. So they're tax-free. Again, like the guys on there, Veterans Report, go to their page, start liking them, because we're going to be on there too. So again, Saturday at 5 o'clock, and then immediately afterwards at 1700. It's only going to be for an hour, and then you can jump on to WTFNationRadio.com, Facebook Live, to check out the us on interwebs. So with that, you guys got anything for me?
No, sir.
No. So I figured I'm gonna go ahead and kill. I'm gonna kill the Facebook Live feed because it's Columbus Day, and I'm letting you guys know on Facebook Live that I'm gonna play "Run to the Hills" from Iron Maiden. A very appropriate. Do you think it's an appropriate Indige song For
No.
No, you don't think so?
I wouldn't see why anybody would find that offensive.
No, it's not. Cause no, exactly. So I'm gonna play I'm gonna play some Maiden, dude. And then so jump on the mixer.com/WTF Nation Radio to listen to us there. So bye Facebook, and thank y'all for joining us. Make sure you hit them likes. Make sure you check out those websites at the Veterans Report as well. So meanwhile, you guys here on Mixer, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna play some tunes, and then I'm out. You guys got anything for me?
No.
All right.
Yep.
Shots. Woo woo. I'll have a good one. See you.
The bitches, they love visuals.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your meme that was like, I don't text and drive because I don't want my mama to find my last text message about grinding down on that dick.
This is WTF Nation Radio.
I look around this room and I see nothing but untapped potential.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
You have potential. You have... Oh boy.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs and voices never shared. And
Good evening, boys and girls. This is Tim Kennedy. I'm a Special Forces sniper, a Ranger qualified Green Beret, a UFC fighter. Please listen to us and the shenanigans that we're going to say. We will insult you. There will be racial slurs. We will be sexist. We will offend you. But there will be magic, and a unicorn will be raped. So enjoy the show. Thank you for listening on WTF Nation Radio.